The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken.
You know it!
Jeff Prosser.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
Rise and shine, Googans. Go time on a Monday morning. The Monday morning quarterback in victory formation. Admit it. If you have a fear of heights, you were awfully squeamish yesterday morning, weren't you? Man, it feels like we tiptoed right to the edge. And we just looked into the abyss. We were about to fall into the abyss, man. I thought we were about to have a Black Monday. I was wondering if Doug Peterson was going to have a job today. When they fell in that 10-0 hole, and listen, the evidence is what my eyes showed me were wrong. I mean, that's what the evidence is and what the guys were able to say in the pregame because they bounced back and won convincingly apparently was the case. Appearances can be deceiving. But, man, the facial expressions and the body language when they were down 10-0, when New England and rookie quarterback was converting third downs, particularly on that defense, which is can get a little shell-shocked with what's happened the past few weeks. I didn't like the look of it. I didn't. It was 10-0 and going the wrong way. And show of hands who thought, my gosh, we're about to lose to the Patriots. E.T., my brother, good morning.
Shop I say.
Where you at?
Oh, man, I definitely thought we was going to catch that L.
Did we not just tiptoe right up to the edge? Look, you better not have a fear of heights, man, or you're going to be nervous. You got those butterflies in your stomach looking over that cliff we looked over yesterday.
Yeah, them boys are starting slow.
So, listen, that's why today when we hear from the locker room sound, and I got plenty to share with you, when they say things like, yeah, there's no quit, and yeah, this locker room still believes, and yeah, that coach is still our coach, well, it carries little value because despite that lean, hey, man, hold on my belt loop. Let me lean out over that cliff a little bit. They step back, okay? So there's take one from what I saw yesterday, what I take from yesterday's game. Man, it sure feels like we were about to fall just into that spinning nebulous of the Twilight Zone, right? You know the one? Arms and legs all spread out. Face up to the sky. Help me. So there is take one. Take two is this, and I don't know what this win's going to mean. That's a terrible football team. We came back 2-5. We've got a really tough stretch of football here in the next 4 or 5 games, right? We've detailed that. This season will ultimately, well, if it doesn't go right these next 4, the season was defined by the early season opportunities they let get away. They weren't ready to start the football season. They just weren't. They weren't in any kind of sync. That's changing on the offensive side of the ball, right? You also take that away yesterday, E?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the last 2 or 3 games, the offensive line has performed better.
Definitely.
Trevor's had 3 straight games. It was a passer rating up over 100. They've been able to move. They haven't been perfect. They've had drops, particularly in the Chicago game. But they've won 2 of the last 3 because in large, and by the way, coulda, shoulda, at Houston, really because the offensive line has played better, and they had, what, at one point they scored on 5 straight possessions or 4 straight and then maybe went forward on a 4th. I don't remember the exact timing of it. But once they got rolling, this is how you know an offense is rolling, all right? When an NFL team runs the ball 19 straight times, that's about as dominant. We won't have breakfast with Pacelli today. He's all transatlantic overnight, so he'll join us tomorrow for breakfast with Pacelli. We will have Fred today. I'm sure he can give you that running. I can remember some games, especially in Fred's senior year at Florida, where I wonder how many times in a row he ran the football. Mark that down, E, because I'll forget, because I'm a dodo that way. I wonder what the most consecutive carries Fred's had in. Now, they weren't all for Tank yesterday, mix in, a play here or there, but 19 straight runs. That's how dominant that line was beginning to play. That was losing Cam Robinson early, so Walker Little seems like he had a pretty spotless game out there at left tackle. But the reason I say this is this. If they're going to get through this stretch, it feels like we're going to have to go circa 22, right? We're going to have to win some. If we're going to win more than we lose of this next stretch, we're going to have to win games 38-31. We are. We're going to have to win games 40-34 in overtime. In other words, the offense is going to have to carry this football team for a stretch. They seem closer to being onto the top half versus the league than the defense does because it still feels like it's way on down there. And without the offense taking over 10-0 and getting that important touchdown and then ultimately getting on a roll, we would have fallen over that cliff that we just peeked over it. All right, listen, I got another, this one's pretty easy to see. Pretty easy to see what the Jaguars now I think can say they have and feel like they'll get out of Tank Bigsby. That young man is running with purpose and tremendous vision. I mean, he seems like he hits holes. He gets going. It's clear that rookie haze that you can fall into, trying to take that step up next to the biggest of big boy stages. He looks comfy out there, man. And I bet you his game is improving all the way around. That includes pass protection. And Bigsby's emergence made the Jaguars offense yesterday not miss Travis Etienne a bit. There are not many scenarios when this season started that I would have thought I could have said that. I could have thought that Etienne would have missed games. I wouldn't have thought that, after one of those missed games, we could say wasn't missed at all, which perhaps has other implications we shall see. But, yeah, Tank Bigsby stepping up, certainly a big takeaway from yesterday. Brian Thomas Jr.'s emergence continues. There's nothing that does a fan more good than a long-range hookup, is there? When your quarterback unleashes his 150 in the air and it hits receivers in stride and big plays are made, it's just like that's like the holy grail of a Sunday. You love seeing it, and Brian Thomas Jr. just continue, and you can see they're just wrinkling him into the playbook a little bit more. Felt like he was a little bit more involved in the short passing game yesterday. They tried to run a reverse with him. Did get deep, and another good, more than solid day, had a touchdown. And the two-pointer, no? Yeah, the two-pointer too,
He did.
Yeah. So really just continues to emerge as a weapon. And listen, Tank's emergence and consistency now. Same thing with Brian Thomas Jr. Evan Ingram back in the offense. And don't get me wrong. Yeah, we didn't miss Etienne yesterday. Boy, the prospects of having two of those dudes at full capacity, ready to break one at any time, ready to have a game-changing play at any time, feeds into this narrative with games coming up against Green Bay and at Philly on a Sunday night, Minnesota, and what is Detroit, and the Houston Texans. Ooh. Green Bay, Philly, Minnesota, Detroit, Houston. There you go. If the only way you get through that five, and really we're so far behind the eight ball, whatever, with more wins and losses, just put it that way. The only way you're successful through that, I think, when it comes to wins and losses, is we got to see this offense do what we saw them do at that tail stretch of 22, at least for a while, right? The offensive production, particularly at the end of games against Dallas, Baltimore, and the second half from the end of the second quarter on in the playoff game. Not that they were perfect down the stretch, but these 5 games, I don't feel like the defense is anywhere near ready to stifle anyone. Do you?
Nah,
Right?
not at all.
I don't feel like the defense is going to get a key stop that we need. I feel like the offense better put us up 2 scores, or the defense is going to break our skull.
Which is backwards for real, because normally the defense is ahead of schedule.
Yeah, and it's just not. It is not translated. And look, they're getting awfully close to full strength now. Tyson Campbell. Now, you could argue they made more plays yesterday than they have made, even though a ton were made. And man, I've seen better hands on Pop Warner secondary.
Bro, them boys dropping picks.
Campbell dropped one, and Cisco's. Oh. So it could have been even worse, but back to the point. Green Bay's coming to town next week. I don't see the Jaguars winning one 16-10. They're gonna have to score. It's gonna be on the offense. It's gonna be on Trevor to continue on this nice run that they've gotten on. At least from a consistency, standpoint. Not totally. Look, we're coming off a week where I remember it was a week ago we couldn't catch a cold, right? But it feels like there's some momentum going toward that offensive side of the ball. They're certainly going to need it. And then one last takeaway. Trayvon Walker's playing really good football. It's not just the sacks. So what did he get? His 6th sack yesterday, maybe?
He tied for 3rd in the league, I want to say.
Is he? Yeah, he got his 6th sack yesterday, but you know what else? He's around the quarterback. I bet you he already has more pressures this year than he had all last year. I don't know the stats. I'm not looking at him. I'm just going by the eye test. I'm just going by what I'm seeing on Sundays. And it feels like Trayvon Walker has been a bigger presence in the offensive backfield than Josh Hines-Allen now that we're 7 games in. That's what it feels like to me. Now, again, not in the film room. Does it feel like that to you, E? I feel all basic.
Absolutely.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Here's a guy that got all the money, and he's a leader, but we got to see that man start making some plays too. If Josh Hines, who thought you'd say this? We got Bizarro world going on where Bigsby is outplaying ETN and Trayvon Walker is outplaying Josh Hines-Allen. So, Trayvon's emergence, and again, I'll look it up in the break, but I bet you he may have had more pressures in one of those games. That game that he had the 3 sacks, he had like 6, 7 pressures that game. He had more of that game than he has all year. So his emergence is golly, thank goodness. It doesn't feel like anybody else is doing anything on the defensive side of the ball. Mason Smith, a 2nd-round pick, a healthy scratch, 42nd pick in the draft, at a position that they traded away this week. I don't know about y'all, but I kind of thought trading away Roy Robertson Harrison was opening up a path for, I don't know, say a 2nd-round draft pick. Apparently not short-term at least. All right, we got a lot more to get to in here on this Monday morning. It'll be a forlorn Dan Hicken this morning. His Mets stayed alive into Sunday night, but that's a tough spot. That's a tough spot. Here's where the Dodgers get you, and I know I've been there. I've been sitting in the same seat, losing 4-2 or 4-3 a series of those jokers trying to catch up. And you think so much about the top of that lineup, and you should, with Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts and Freeman, who didn't play yesterday, but the thing with the Dodgers is that lineup goes so deep that it's always some other joker. It's been Chris Taylor in the past. It was Tommy Edman this series, or it's Will Smith hitting a homer, or Max Muncy, or Page's hit 2, even though they lost a couple games. They just got these dudes to buy. You grind to get through Ohtani and Betts and Freeman, these MVP level players, and then these bit dudes will take you deep. And so it was an awful tough. It's an awful tough road to fly cross country and expect to beat the Dodgers twice. The Mets needed to, and look, you don't need my Met perspective here. They needed to win one of those first 2 at home. I'm sure Hick knew that. I heard a bit of the show on Friday morning, and I think you knew that, but they got to win. They did get a win and keep it alive at least on a Friday. But nope, the World Series is set. And I don't know about you, but it is about the most distasteful matchup we could have. Although for big name brand baseball, Major League Baseball couldn't ask for more. It's Dodgers-Yankees, the 2 flagship programs in baseball, it feels like.
So it's kind of like what Lakers, Celtics.
That's the perfect analogy. It would be Lakers. The NFL, man, they nobody runs like consistently forever. It doesn't feel like so in the NFL that prime matchup, it'll change. It'll change. It was what, Patriots Colts for a while. It's you could argue it's Kansas City San Francisco, but again, after I saw what I saw yesterday and the Chiefs just rolling on. But Patrick Mahomes not playing good football at all. Odd. Patrick Mahomes, right now, you know this? You aware of this? Has more interceptions than touchdown passes.
Oh, word?
Do you know what Patrick Mahomes' quarterback rating is?
No.
82. He's not. But the Chiefs, man, they just do it. Not look, when a play needs to be made, he can make it. Don't get me wrong, right? Listen, we got to do something, though. We got to do something about this. Did you see the one play that he scrambled on?
The run?
Yeah, and he stopped.
Bruh.
Yeah, see, that's Patrick. You should not. If you hit Patrick Mahomes within 2 feet already out of bounds the rest of the year, you should not be penalized because that's wrong, man. Ran over to that sideline, slowed up, and they have trained these defenders that if they breathe on that dude,
they don't even want to come close to him.
That's right. That's right. And so they stop there, and he stop, and then goes for another 20. Oh, okay. All right. I see you. If you're going to go for another 20 by me not touching you, then next time, my man, I'm going to give you the 15. That's what I would have said to Patrick Mahomes at that point. Patrick, you're smarter than that. That play draws interest, man. Next, it'll be interesting. Let's see what happens later this year on a play where Mahomes is, scrambling around the end. He gets to the sideline. He starts to slow up. My advice to said safety, knock him into row 3. I almost thought that was a little bush league. Am I thinking too much on it?
I think he just played the system Patrick Mahomes
I
did.
guess, man, but the system plays awfully a whole lot harsher and more unfairly on the other side. If a dude hits him, we treat him like a mass murderer. All right, lots of sports to get to. This is what I'll say about Gator football. I guess they won't be firing Billy Napier this morning. Wowzer. Not sure where that came from. Gator Nation, are you with me on this one? Suddenly, I'm not sure Florida is terrible, and I don't know how to feel about that. We'll have Gator Growl later this morning. A lot of college football to get into. We've got lots of news from the NFL. The World Series is set. The gang is back at full throttle, and happy to be up and rolling on the Monday Morning Quarterback, brought to you by DivorceMenOnly.com. Baselli pushed to tomorrow. We will have Fred Taylor today, so we'll get the Monday morning running backs perspective as well. Thanks for being up and at 'em with us. Text line is open, designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. The email address, thedrill@1010xl.com.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
The game where every yard counts. One player's performance stands out.
That's what you want from a leader.
Universal Roofing Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game.
Touchdown, what a throw.
On 1010XL.
Lauren Brooks here. Now at Hodges Mazda, get 2.9% APR for 72 months on the 2024 Mazda CX-90, Mazda's largest and most luxurious SUV. Or drive home a 2023 Mazda CX-30 2.5S preferred for as low as $26,999. This compact SUV is designed for both city driving and weekend getaways. Discover the Hodges Mazda difference with a non-commissioned sales team who are always focused on your best interests. Plus, enjoy 2 years of free maintenance. Visit Hodges Mazda today or shop online at HodgesMazda.com. See dealer for details. Terms and fees for qualified applicants. Expires October 31st, 2024.
Bet live with Hard Rock Bet. Real-time wagering till the very last play. Missing the kickoff doesn't mean all bets are off.
Delay a game on the guy who hasn't bet yet.
Sometimes you just know your team is going to come back. The sportsbook for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
I've known Glenn Cohen for a long time as a friend and a lawyer. Persistent and fair, Glenn and his firm have represented clients from North Florida and South Georgia for over 40 years in all kinds of personal injury cases. If I had such a case, call Glenn at Barnes, Cohen, and Sullivan.
Post-Game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Davey Beatrice from Beatrice Plumbing here. A lot of plumbing companies say a lot of things. We focus on what customers say. Like who a few weeks ago, Donna, said the entire experience was the best fix-it experience she ever had. Or Chris, whose hot water went out on a Saturday and he thanked us for getting it fixed that night. Because that's the difference when you hire a real plumber. They show up to fix the problem. So next time you need a plumber, remember Beatrice Plumbing. Because real plumbers fix problems real fast.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
The Gators, the Knowles, the Dogs, and the Canes. 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Aren't you just happy when you can handle all your needs in one location? Well, introducing Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin. Whether it's home, life, business, or auto, Mandy covers it all. In fact, bundling policy is a great way to add extra savings. Mandy and her crew can do that. Allstate is offering lower auto insurance rates this year. Mandy can do that. You need to give Mandy Bowers a call in her Mandarin office, because when it comes to getting it all done under one roof, Mandy can do that.
Now, it's time to showcase the Crown Royal's special teams player of the game. Live generously and life will treat you royally.
Parker Washington was spectacular for the Teal and Black in London. The Jacksonville return man returned one kick for 27 yards and a punt for 96, which would result in a touchdown. Number 11 showed why he was number 1 in the return game, and he's your Crown Royal special teams player of the game.
Elbow pain, whether acute or chronic, can make it difficult to do normal activities like playing sports, doing household chores, or even sleeping comfortably. Dr. George Barr here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. We've all heard of tennis and golfer's elbow, but there's plenty more that can cause pain, like osteoarthritis, muscle tears, and nerve entrapment. All are treatable at Barr Orthopedics. Getting you back to full health is our mission, and there's a number of different treatment options we can offer. Call us today or visit barrorthopedics.com.
If you're getting married or want to upgrade your bands, now is the time at Beard's Diamonds.
Because it's Beard's Diamonds' incredible buy one, get one on wedding band sale.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
This is Hayes Carline for Kingfish Pest Control. Are you tired of spiders, ants, roaches, or other pests invading your home turf? Call the winning team at Kingfish Pest Control. I can tell you from my own experience, Kingfish will sack mosquitoes, tackle rodents, and intercept termites before they can blitz into your home. And right now, score 20% off your new pest control service when you start during the 2024 football season. Save big and defend your home with Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Barra & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
One black eye was a kick, probably forced that one into coverage, but made some plays with his feet too, and that gets overlooked. But the read element in the run game, and then there were a few where they covered us and he scrambled and was able to make some plays. He's only going to get better with, and obviously the work that he does between Sunday to Saturday contributes to what you see out there.
All right, that's Billy Napier on DJ Lagway, and this is a stat line you don't see much. Here's what we can, I think, we can take from what DJ Lagway has shown us now, having the opportunity to make 2 starts, right? He made the start against Sanford where, he passed for about a zillion yards. And, again, that was against Sanford. But this time it's against Kentucky. And tell me what you're thinking about this stat line, E. 7 for 14 passing, 259 yards. Dude threw 14 passes and completed them for about 20 yards a pop per attempt. The actual completions, what, 260 divided by 7? I mean, that's 30-something yards per completion. So big plays. Listen, Florida scored the most points they have in a quarter under Billy Napier. They scored the most points they have against a Power 5 team against Billy Napier. They completely dominated a Kentucky team that's given them fits. They lost 3 in a row to Kentucky, right? They've been manhandled, out-physicaled in embarrassing losses to Kentucky. And it was everything but that Saturday night in the Swamp. So I get the skepticism. Here's a perfect example on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, and I don't know if it comes from a Gator fan or from an naysaying, rival. But I'll counterpoint this just briefly, though. Florida's wins have come against 3-4 Kentucky, 3-4 UCF, 1-6 Mississippi State, and 3-3 Sanford. Stop yourself, Jeff. We've seen this movie before. Is one game a year at home where everything goes UF's way. Last year it was Tennessee. The previous year it was South Carolina. Then Georgia in November come calling, and Billy has to play teams with equal or better talent, and the evidence is clear. That's fair. That is fair. Florida has not beaten a decent team, a team that has had the better of them, a team like Kentucky, 48-10 under Billy Napier. They most certainly have not. And just a week after having the UCF game, where it was pretty buttoned up, I thought one of the most buttoned up performances by a Florida team, they produced that, which is the most dominant win they've had under Billy Napier, considering that. So that's progress. I mean, we can like it or not like it, but it's fair to point it out. Nobody had Florida beating Kentucky 48-20. Nobody in the whole world. They were an underdog at home. And they did it with offense and defense, big plays. I don't know where in the underworld this defense has come from in Gainesville, but stay please. And the other way to look at it is this. Okay, you're right. Their wins have come against 3-4 Kentucky, who won at Ole Miss. Come against 3-4 UCF, who I saw should have beaten Iowa State on the road this weekend. Who's had good wins. Yes, Mississippi State's 1-6, and you know who hasn't beaten Mississippi State any more thoroughly than Florida beat them? Texas, Georgia, Texas A&M, and everybody else that Mississippi State's played since Florida played them. Nobody's beaten them more than the 45-28 the Gators put on them. So these are things that you're trying to lock onto as for optimism. That's all I'm saying. That's why I said I suddenly don't think Florida's as terrible as I thought they were, and I'm not sure how to feel about that because at the same time, in no way at all do I think the long-term answer for championship-level consistent football is residing in Gainesville. Do not get it twisted. That's the Gator growl this morning, brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. All right, I'm not going to accept this. Hey, Georgia fan, come on, man. Y'all won natties. You won 1,000 games in a row in the regular season. It comes across as pretty shut up for not just Gator fan, for any rational college football fan. We'd say the same thing when Nick Saban says it. We said the same thing last year when Travis Kelce, or 2 years ago, when Travis Kelce tried to tell us no one believes in the Chiefs. Shut up. Kirby, no one believed in us. What are you talking about? Every card-carrying SEC football fan thought Georgia'd go out there and give Texas just what they got. Nobody believed in us. What in the hell are you talking about, Kirby? What? Stop it. No. We're not having that narrative. Enjoy your win. It's a terrific one. Nobody's beating a number one team on the road. But don't try and sell us we don't know what you are. Nobody believed in us. We proved it. What? Joker, you ain't lost a regular season game since 2020 before Bama barely got you a month ago. Nobody believed we could do this. The hell we didn't. Come on, man. Stop it. The only guy who looked like he might not believe was your Joker self. What was that onside kick to start the second? Did the powers to be at Disney call and say, hey, man, we need a game here? What in the hockey sticks? You're up 23-0. You were dominating. Listen, game days on the text line, I know this. Game day, they all said Texas. So what? That ain't everybody. That's 4 people who cover 80 different teams and a celebrity don't know football. Game day sweeps it, so Kirby, no one believes. Just stop it. Stop it. Then text the game day crew there, Curbs. Because I don't care about game day, you people. What's wrong with you? So listen to me. Game day also picked about 17 other games. And you know what else they did? They all picked a team that didn't win. I wonder if their coach, who probably doesn't have multiple natties and 50-game win streaks, I wonder if he said, no one believes. That's what you need? Maybe that's what you need when you get as good as Georgia is right now. If that's what you need to search for, I guess, motivation, oh, fine. You can't say that's who he was talking about. Yeah, and I get it. Your network, Bob. That also sounds way more unnecessary. What are you doing? Even if it's game day, you're talking to exclusive, but that's not what you said. You said nobody. I don't know. It's just weak. You just want a big game. What are you talking about? Yeah, and Travis Kelce, no one thought the Chiefs would win, right? Sure, okay. And Nick Saban, rat poison. Nobody thought, okay, all right, y'all keep going. And then it don't take much, though. This is a Georgia fan for you. You're an armchair wannabe. Thank you, sir. Have a nice week. Take your pleasantness to work this morning and move on. Sorry my opinions don't always jibe with yours, but I appreciate it. Let's come back with some Jaguars locker room talk. You're listening to The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Florida Gators roll past Kentucky 48-20 at the Swamp in Gainesville as a 2.5-point underdog on Saturday. It's the bye week for the Gators. They're in Jacksonville November the 2nd against the Georgia Bulldogs, who knocked off top-ranked Texas 30-15 Saturday as a 4-point underdog. Georgia up to number 2 in the national rankings behind number 1 Oregon. Saturday, Florida State a 20.5-point underdog at Miami. BYU laying 2 at UCF. Jacksonville Jaguars back at Everbank Stadium this week, a 5-point dog to the Packers. NFL tonight, Monday Night Football, Ravens 3.5-point favorites at the Buccaneers. Cash back for every bet with a G-Bank signature Visa card. VSIN.com/GBank. Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
This election, if you want someone who will take care of the messes, someone who isn't afraid to get dirty and work in the trenches, someone who will pump out the problems and prevent future ones, vote for the Duck.
Need your septic tank serviced? Call Duck Duck Rooter, your 5-star Google-rated septic company. Visit duckduckrooter.com.
I approve this message.
When you're stuck, call the Duck.
duckduckrooter.com.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
This is Keith Scott with Veterans Wholesale Cabinets. We are Northeast Florida's cabinet experts and your best option to elevate your home improvement project for both homeowners and contractors, and attention to detail to every project. VeteransWholesaleCabinets.com.
Don't be sidelined from an injury that keeps you out of the game. Get the care the pros receive. Now available at Injury Care Centers, newly FDA regenerative treatments that will significantly shorten your recovery time. Sprains, strains, fractures, post-op surgeries, cut your recovery time in half or shorter. Masking pain just makes it worse. Fix it now. Call 904-783-0008. That's 904-783-0008. Injury care starts at Injury Care Centers.
Lower mortgage rates are finally here thanks to the Fed and Loan Pronto. Loan Pronto just locked in a homeowner at 4.59% APR. That's right. It's a 4. Lowest in 2 years. So whether you got your loan last month or last year, call Loan Pronto. Get that lower rate. Lock it in fast with virtually no paperwork and usually no appraisal. There's no limit on how many times you can refi, so get started. It's an opportunity to get cash out. Wipe out your credit cards. Maybe a refi, get 50, 75, 100 grand or more out of your home and use that to pay off all your high interest debt. End up with just one low monthly payment. If you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Purchase loans available, VA streamlined loans also available with Loan Pronto. Get a rate quote in minutes. No hard credit pull. No upfront fees. What are you waiting for? Call 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or go to loanpronto.com.
Googa Nation, it's Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here to tell you this is no dream. The folks at Dreamfinders Homes right now have an unbeatable interest rate for you. You may not think you can afford a Dreamfinders home. Well, think again. Take advantage of a 2.99% year one rate. I said it, 2.99%. 15 Jacksonville communities to choose from. Find that dream house and take advantage of an unbeatable rate. Move now, literally. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Fred Taylor is now in 1010XL's backfield.
Fred Taylor with 2 touchdowns.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the drill. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers on 1010XL.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY. Offices, Jacksonville.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Call State Farm agent Ron McCann in Orange Park at 269-1313.
Hey, imagine having a doctor available to you any day and any time. Hicken here from my doctor, Rick Townsend. I've been going to Doc T for a long time, 20 plus years. And he's decided to take a leap into a new and exciting, more personal world of medicine. You bet I'm going with him. You need an appointment. Sometimes, when you're not feeling well, you want to get checked out. You need an appointment. Hey, you can't get in until the end of next week. Now with Doc T, he gets you in right away. You got a medical emergency? Here's Doc T's personal phone number. He'll get right back to you 7 days a week. It's like being a member of the exclusive golf club, but the cost will surprise you. As far as physicians, Rick Townsend's the best. Navy trained, graduated from Wake Forest, treats me as if I'm a member of his family. In other words, he'd say, if you were my brother, Dan, this is what I would do. So whether it's yearly physicals, office or virtual visits, cancer screenings, referrals to specialists, hospital follow-ups, you name it, Doc T's got you covered. MyPVConcierge.com. Check out the site, MyPVConcierge.com.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Huddle up this season at Hurricane Grill and Wings, where every day is game day. Enjoy their famous wings, new cocktails, and happy hour deals at the perfect spot to catch all the football action. Escape the ordinary. HurricaneWings.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
In the Jag win over New England, head coach Doug Peterson liked the running of Tank Bigsby.
He's done a really good job for us. Going into the season, he's earned the right to be out there. He's earned, an opportunity and ran hard, ran tough. As they say, ran behind his pads. I thought the offensive line did a great job for him.
Head coach Doug Peterson, he'll be looking for the team to bring that same effort back home.
We've got to duplicate it. We got to duplicate the energy. We got to duplicate what we did over here.
Jag safety Andre Sisco used the post-game following the victory over New England to share how his teammates reacted to his comments from last week.
General reaction was, where you're talking about somebody in particular. And once that kind of cleared the air, I would say the conversations were productive.
At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update, I'm Sam Nelson.
XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
No, the only pressure was just that, we needed to win a game. It didn't matter where. Obviously, we love coming over here, but it didn't matter where. We just needed to feel what winning feels like again. Proud of the guys, proud of the coaches for the way they, we worked this past, 10 days or so over here, and good way to finish this little run.
Yeah, so they split there into London again, man. The overwhelming thought for me is we tiptoed right up to the edge of the abyss. This season was about to go 3-14, it felt like. It felt like the fire sale would be on. It felt like Doug Peterson might be fired today. I think that would have been the big question today. if or when Doug Peterson would be fired if they came back 1-6 with back-to-back losses to rookie quarterbacks and 10-0. Tell me you didn't think they were about to lose that game, E.T.?
Definitely thought we was taking that L.
Yeah. And so,
starting down 10-0.
And again, man, their reaction, their result proves me wrong. But I didn't like the demeanor I was seeing. Third down conversions, the defense, the look in their eye, the facial expressions. And then that combined with a rookie quarterback just slicing us down the field. Nothing to see here. So and Trevor will talk about that to a certain degree, but here's Doug Peterson now, who brings his football team back home with a victory at 2-5. It's obviously a tough stretch. It's coming up. What's the message now heading into this second half of the year?
We've got to duplicate it. We got to duplicate the energy. We got to duplicate, what we did over here. This week of practice has been one of our better weeks of practice, and we've got to be able to carry this all the way back and do it again. I mean, that's what this league is. It's a short-term memory. You just try to go 1-0 each week, but I thought the guys really handled themselves, professionally while we were here, for the 10 days.
All right, Trevor Lawrence's little hot run continues. He went 15-20 yesterday, so that completion percentage we've seen be pretty consistent now these last 3 or 4 weeks. In fact, now that is the last 3 games passer ratings of 119.5, 91.8, 121.5. His overall season passing rate is now back up over 90 at 92.3. He's got 9 touchdowns. He's got 3 picks. But more importantly, man, with really a season that felt like it was on the brink at 10-0, the offense finally got rolling, and they maintained down 10-0. There was no panic.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a great job today of dealing with the adversity. I mean, every game you're going to have some momentum swings every week. So I thought we did a nice job of, they scored early, and then we ended up punting on our first possession, and then they went and got a field goal. And offensively, we just knew we had to settle in and just get some points, get some positive plays going. And we were able to do that, and we scored. And then I felt like after that, our defense really settled in. So that's how you play complementary football is, settle in early like we did in second possession, and then our defense was able to really pin their ears back. And once we got control of the game, I thought we did a nice job of offensively of keeping those possessions really long. I think we had some, I don't know what the stats were, but it felt like we had some really long possessions that chewed up a lot of clock, and we can do better on scoring on all those possessions. I know that one turnover on downs down there and inside the 15 or whatever it was disappointing to us, but I thought we did a nice job of using the clock. We ran the ball great today, so that always helps.
Yeah, and it also helps that your rookie receiver is not hitting like a wall here at any point, right? He's not throwing you that one. Oh, where was Brian Thomas? One catch for 8 yards. Oh, what's that? By the way, the great ones have. Has anybody seen Tyreek Hill? There's an APB out for Tyreek. Has anybody seen the cheetah? Not sure where Tyreek Hill is, by the way. That just flashed into my mind thinking of stats and
Killing
whatnot.
my fantasy, man.
He is killing a lot of fantasy. Killing a whole lot of fantasy, and it's not his fault, right? You feel like it's a no Tua, but man, it's the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are just that. If no Tua, then they're just awful.
Yeah, the whole offense.
Feels like Tua should be the MVP. Maybe we completely misread that young man. Without him, they are just terrible. All right, on to our rookie receiver, who just continues to just be fantastic, I guess would be the word.
I'm very pleased with how our chemistry has grown and how we continue to grow each and every game. We just want to come out each and every game and just continue to get better and keep pushing just to be the best that we can be as a team.
Another 5 for 89 and a touchdown. This dude is proven to be nearer at the top of the class when it comes to rookie receivers. At the end of the day, at some point, you stop thinking about what we thought they were coming into the league, and you have to really look at and value what they're doing now that they're here. And for as great as Marvin Harrison Jr. was as a prospect, he ain't played as good as our guy, hadn't been as available. Neighbors hadn't been as available. Roma Dunze, please, man. Thomas playing circles around him. And then other guys who even went after him. A.D. Mitchell, where is he playing?
If Jaden Daniels wasn't balling at the quarterback position, we probably had a rookie of the year.
He'd have a chance. And Jaden Daniels hurt yesterday, by the way. Well, more on that in the football fix. That's coming up here in just a second. Look, it was also lingering this. Team's aware. By the way, Cisco officially leader of the team. If you can get away with that last week and then you still emerge and even your team responds, I think that does paint Andre Cisco as a leader, if nothing else. But Trayvon Walker, another big day yesterday. I mean, Trayvon Walker continues to impress. He's got certainly consistency this year that he's not had, before this season. I think that's sack number 6 on the year. When he got to the quarterback yesterday, he's been able to this year pressure the quarterback in addition to just the sacks. A couple solo tackles yesterday. Did they? Another tackle for loss, a quarterback hit. So Trayvon Walker has been very active, and he, commented after the game how the team took to Cisco's comments from a week before. Here's Trayvon Walker after yesterday's win.
Most definitely it was for us all just to continuously stay together as a unit like we know we can be, and as a franchise in general, we needed that. We definitely needed that.
All right, let's go around the league with a football fix. It's brought to you by Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin, Home Life Business Auto, the assurance in your insurance agent. Do you have it? You will with Mandy and her dream team. Give her a call today. Set up a checkup. Need one. Insurance needs change. Got a couple of Monday nighters tonight. They're throwing one of those back at us. This was more for the West Coast, it feels like, though, because remember before it'd be like a 7:30 kick and an 8:15. This time they go 8:15 Ravens Bucks here in the Sunshine State, and Chargers Cardinals later tonight. Well, the Falcons. Yeah, Falcons going to Falcon. And so after some impressive wins, they come home and lay a total egg against the Seattle Seahawks. So big day for DK Metcalf. Falcons apparently didn't like that lofty perch of first place in the AFC South. Losers at home by 20. Bills spotted the Titans' 10-0 lead in a game where Buffalo Tom was in attendance, ET. The Bills beat the Titans 34-10 yesterday. The Bengals, in case you didn't know it, have really struggled against the Browns. I think the Browns have won 6 straight against Cincinnati in Cleveland, and a large stretch of this, Cincy's been a good team, and Cleveland has not. So even though it's just a touchdown victory yesterday, Cincy's win in Cleveland probably means a little bit more. They improved to 3-4. The big news out of that one, Deshaun Watson, ET, cover your ears, torn Achilles it looks like, so he'll be out for the year, you would assume. And Nick Chubb came back, scored a touchdown yesterday. What a comeback from injury that is. All right, Texans-Packers yesterday. I mean, yeah, it's a long shot. Jags are 2-5 with a brutal 5-game schedule coming up. But anytime the Texans lose, not a bad thing. The Packers got a last-second field goal from guess who? Did y'all see this one? Did you see who did the Lambeau leap to celebrate a game-winning field goal for the Packers yesterday?
No, who was it?
Brandon McManus. I'd be careful. Hey, man, he's jumping up in y'all's laps. Y'all better be careful. Watch those hands. Allegedly. Yeah, there's that Dolphins offense. Shut out in the second half. The Colts win in spite of Anthony Richardson. I mean, he's really struggling to move the football. If the Colts hang around in contention, I wonder if they don't go back to Joe Flacco. One thing's clear. The Colts offense is more productive. It's more, it's got more potential with the veteran Joe Flacco in there right now. And we'll see at 4-3 what they elect to do. Now, don't get me wrong. The Colts came here with Joe Flacco and lost to us. We're 2-5. So it's not like they've got, Aaron Rodgers over there on the bench. Speaking of, can we now maybe get off of this deification of Aaron Rodgers? This guy's gotten a lot of juice out of sitting around and doing nothing in New York for a year and a half, hadn't he? This guy became the elder statesman of the league, the be-all, end-all. Yesterday, after the loss, called out his team, wondered why they weren't up for this game. It was Sunday Night Football. He lives for these moments, he said. I mean, you also live for moments where you get to fire coaches and go hire your buddies and put everything together, and you're 2-5. After last year giving your team all of 3 plays. There'll be an ayahuasca retreat this offseason, though. That's coming. Got to have priorities. Lions get a last-second field goal. They knocked the Vikings from the ranks of the unbeaten. Both those teams now 5-1. Dan Campbell's Detroit team showing how you're supposed to do it when you're an emerging contender. Saquon Barkley went to New York and said, yeah, y'all kept that dude. On an afternoon where Daniel Jones was benched, quote, for a spark, in the second half. Saquon Barkley ran for like 150 yards and a couple scores and just made the Giants look as dumb as the decision to let him go apparently was. Rams 2-4. Minshew back in the lineup. Aiden O'Connell hurt. Minshew, not so much. Commanders, what you look for now, they beat the Panthers 47. Jaden Daniels left that one with a rib injury. We'll see how severe it is. Marcus Mariota easily keeps things in control. Boy, the Panthers are bad, aren't they? And the Chiefs beat the Niners, stay undefeated now. So Kansas City, the last remaining, the unbelievable nugget from the Chiefs and their start is how below average Patrick Mahomes has been. Now more interceptions than touchdowns this year. Passer rating of 82. I think it's like in the 20s in the league. Never mind. Plays need to be made. He can make. That's Football Fix. You're welcome. Pick and Rival, more come your way next. It's the Monday Morning Quarterback, divorcemenonly.com. Now, Tony Baselli pushed back to tomorrow. We will have Fred Taylor today in the 8 o'clock hour, so Jags talk with him and more next here on 1010XL.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Even the best teams can lose steam when their best players end up on the sidelines.
In case you haven't noticed, our receiver corps is decimated.
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville. It's part of the game, though, you know?
On 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
This is Chelsea with Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Here's what people are saying about working with us.
Installers were professional, courteous, and efficient.
Great customer service. On time, explained the process, and walked me through the installation. Amazing team.
Our experience with Renewal by Anderson was outstanding from the beginning to end.
Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors.
Poker players, brace yourselves. The World Poker Tour storms into Best Bet Jacksonville October 31st to November 19th, and the forecast calls for massive prize pools. Event 1 has a cool $200,000 guarantee. Event 6, a downpour of $300,000. And the main event, a flood of a $1 million guarantee. WPT Championship satellites are already brewing. Don't get left high and dry. Head to bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. Get the latest on the Gators from one of the greatest Gators.
Touchdown, Gators!
Chris Doring joins Dan and Jeff on the Drill Tuesday morning on 1010XL.
Go Gators!
Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah.
Hey, Hicken here for Lockhart Construction, a longtime Jacksonville business. Shane Lockhart's dad started the company. Shane running the company with his dad. His guys are all people from here, taking care of people who live here, people like the Hickens, who have used Lockhart Construction numerous times, much to their happiness and joy. Lockhart Construction is a great group. They're fast, they're friendly, they're affordable, they're clean. They come in, they get the job done, and they get the job done well. Their family gives your family a better living experience. No job too big, no job too small. They've done numerous jobs for us. They've done numerous jobs for my son. If you have a construction need, a remodel thought, an idea, give Shane a call. He'll call you back. It's real simple. 994-3865. Shane Lockhart, Lockhart Construction. 994-3865.
Hello, I'm Jerry Holland, Duval County Supervisor of Elections. Do you like lines? And I'm not talking about offensive and defensive lines. I'm talking about the long lines you will be standing in if you wait to vote on Election Day. If you're a Duval County voter, vote early at any of our 24 early voting sites. For more information, go to northfloridavotes.com to learn more. We'll see you at the polls.
Now, the Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
With Jacksonville having a chance to break the game open, Parker Washington took advantage of the opportunity for the teal and black when it mattered most. Washington would take a punt coast to coast for a 96-yard touchdown, making the score 22-10 with 1:34 left in the first half. The Parker Washington return score is your Performance Painting Play of the Game.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
All right, you learn a lot from a devastating storm, and some of it is how the links to protect your valuables, how much they can save you in the future. You've worked hard, you have nice things, protect and enjoy them with a luxury storage unit soon to be available at the Shed. They're opening soon in Atlantic Beach. You got to see these places to believe them. What a smart investment out at AB. I could take 10 minutes. I wouldn't be able to cover it all. Go to theshedjacks.com or take a tour on Instagram. Reserve your spot before it's too late. You don't want to run into the ran out of time club. You're already in the ran out of room club, and so the Shed has you covered with spots going fast. You need to check them out now. The most premium warehouse space available in AP and perfect for whatever you want or need it to be. Boat, RV, car collection, a workshop, office space. Build a man cave. Put in that golf simulator. Store it, work in it, play in it. Feels more like an investment than a purchase. Visit Booming Atlantic Beach and theshedjacks.com. Take a tour on IG or call 555-3195 today. It's theshedjacks.com.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Devin Lloyd was a star for Duval while in London. The 6'3 linebacker recorded 8 tackles against New England, with 4 being solo. And he also included a sack in what was a strong showing. Lloyd was a certified anchor for the Jacksonville defense, and he's your Superior Fence and Rail's Defensive Player of the Game.
If you're tired of your fence looking like a bad hair day, well, it's time for a fence makeover with Superior Fence and Rail. They'll make your yard the talk of the town with a new fence installed by their expert team.
Your fence is fantastic. My fence is giving all of my neighbors some serious pick and envy. Thanks, Superior Fence and Rail.
So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your fence installation project today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Advanced Business Solutions. It was by far the best win of the season for Florida as they downed Kentucky. Head coach Billy Napier was impressed with the play of his freshman quarterback, DJ Lagway.
He's only going to get better. Made some plays with his feet, too. And obviously the work that he does between Sunday to Saturday contributes to what you see out there.
Big marquee college game of the weekend saw Georgia get the victory over number 1 ranked Texas. Head coach Kirby Smart stopping the run was critical.
Factor in the game was the inability to run the ball, because we felt like if they could run the ball, it's going to be tough if they were able to do that. They really never established the run.
The Miami football team managed to avoid an upset at Louisville. The 6th-ranked Hurricanes are now off to a 7-0 start. Next up for Miami is in-state rival Florida State. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently at 7:01 and it's 63 degrees. Your time and your tip is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
Oh, yeah. It was easy like Sunday morning, wasn't it?
It was easy, my boy.
Easy. Oh, yeah. Good song. You know it!
Girl, I'm leaving.
Yes, sir! Just so easy. We'll take it. We're not apologizing for a win around here.
No, sir.
We have to beg, steal, and borrow. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dougie.
Cutthroats.
Why I'm easy.
Yeah. Let it breathe.
I'm easy like
It wasn't easy Sunday morning. Wasn't so easy in the first quarter. A lot of bad stuff was being said. But the boys got it going, cranked it up, beat a bad team.
Tell me you didn't feel like you had tiptoed to the very edge of the cliff we're looking over and we're about to fall like this, Hick. You know this fall?
Yeah, that's that fall.
Didn't it feel like they... Oh, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not Doug Peterson was going to survive this 0-2 trip to London.
I thought it was a plane ride game.
I really did.
I did too.
Yeah.
Like
I thought that and down 10-0
yeah.
because by
somebody
the way,
ain't getting on that plane.
And I know they said that they never quit in this, but man, that's not what it felt like. We're a lot of miles away, but the body language and the demeanor of that defense after that second drive did not inspire a we're going to come back.
No. And to their credit,
I'm not sure I've been more surprised at a game changing from what I thought it was going to be.
To their credit, there was Trevor had used the word fragile the week before, and the fragility was there, and they weren't fragile. So I give them credit.
That's right.
And I also felt like, despite rather pedestrian numbers, because they didn't need him, and that was the only. It was I'm a little bit selfish. I want to see him throw.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like,
you love the numbers. They drive you, and you've been like that. You've been consistent in that.
I was annoyed. Like, and I get it.
With the 19 straight runs annoyed you?
15 of 20 annoyed me. I'm like, man,
if
he ripped that one to Christian Kirk that got him going.
Yeah.
Took him down the field and scored. And then they had a really
the line is played. I mean,
they had a really balanced drive at the start of the second half. It was 6 runs, 6 passes. I was fine with that. The 58-yarder to BTJ was a thing of beauty. Might have been the best, well, close to, arguably, the best throw and catch in the Trevor Lawrence era. It was, I mean, you couldn't have. I mean, the guy had his hand there. He couldn't have walked to BTJ and handed him the ball better.
Trevor under center this time. Receivers either side, slots to either side. Bigsby the running back. 5-man front for the Patriots here. Play fake. Trevor drops the throw. Looking. Fires deep downfield. Wants Brian Thomas Jr. And that ball is caught. Somehow caught. He's tackled to the ground at the 20-yard line of the Patriots. Christian Gonzalez had great coverage, but it's a 58-yard gain to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it was a thing of beauty. It was a thing of beauty. So I selfishly wanted more of that.
I hear you.
But I was thinking about Baselli, and I was thinking, man, he must be in heaven.
Yeah, this O-line is really
just watching them pound. And
they're playing good. They're protecting Trevor. I mean, the reason Trevor's looked better these last 3 or 4 games is because 80% of the time he's got time.
And the boys got on me. Because I'll stand by it.
Okay.
It's 25-10.
Yeah, I should have kicked the field goal.
Nah, I didn't care.
Yeah, I should have kicked it.
I was fine.
Well, there you go.
See, it didn't bother me.
I wouldn't get on you about it. To me, it's a coin flipper. But to me, get up 3 scores.
Yeah, sure. And that's what everybody was saying.
I get it.
And I was like, yeah, you know what? I got you back on this one, CDP. One time only. Early on, I'm glad
that's
you were
just who he is, man.
Yeah.
He's going to go for it.
Well, you know what? I think he's changed a little because he was taking points early on. And he's kicked some field goals, which he has.
The last couple of weeks,
he has.
He ain't take that. That's a gimme, and you go up 3 scores.
I know, but we have just imposed our will on this team. This is a 17-play, 11-minute, and 24-second drive, and they're no good. So you know what?
Here's what is
now listen. If I'm playing the Packers, it's different. If I'm playing the Lions, it's different. But I'm playing the Patriots, and sure enough, they went right down and scored. But to their stupidity, they go for 2. Which was dumb. You make it 25-17, it's a one-possession game.
Yeah, and they were trying to explain it on why go for 2.
It's dumb.
Yeah, I don't
it's
agree
plain
with that.
and simple dumb, bro.
It's
Well,
25.
here's-
It's 25-16.
Yeah.
You make it a one-possession game. You give yourself a chance till you can't.
Here's the other side of that.
Uh-huh.
Indulge me. Because my nature has always been don't get out of the game, but you're out of the game. The other side of that is you're going to have to get a 2-point conversion to tie the game.
Yeah.
If you fail, you're either going to make it or fail it. If you fail it on the second one, you don't have time to do anything else, to rearrange your plans.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I get that if it's for a little bit. I still think it's stupid, but I get that when you're 14 down because you have 2 chances to get a 2-point. This, you're saying, okay, this is the ball game.
Yeah, you still have 2 chances.
No, you don't. You're down 9.
Yeah,
now you need 2 scores.
Yeah, but if you'd have made the first one, you would have needed that second chance.
Correct, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll wait till I'll deal with that when I get there.
I hear you.
I don't want that.
I used to be in your camp, and I'm in the other one now, so I'll wait a few years, and you might tiptoe back over there. It used to really bother me. I guess I'll just say now it doesn't bother me. I get that you got to get one of the two. So
again, knowing the circumstances in which what is happening, how much time is left, what the situation is, who we're playing, all that factored in. There's no way you go for 2 in that situation, in my opinion. But again, everybody has their own opinion, and that's fine. But with all that said, Tank Bigsby's running great. And I mean, so that's the interior of the offensive line played well. We moved people. They ran it up the middle effectively. You want other guys to get balls, but if you only throw it 20 times and only 15 are caught, not everybody's going to have a day. So it kind of worked out that way. But Trevor has played very good football for 3 straight weeks now. Okay? And in those 3 straight weeks, the Jags are 2-1. So that's a positive. He didn't play good football in the first month of the season. He didn't. And they were 0-4. So everything factors in. They're playing good. But, and here's where the big but is, with a capital B-U-T. And as a capital B-U-T, we know what lies ahead now. Right?
The offense is going to have to carry this defense for this 5-game stretch.
The defense is atrocious.
Yeah, they're going to have to. If they win, it's going to have to be a la 2022, where they win games 37-31,
Yes.
38-34. That's if they're going to win more than they lose in the next 5.
Yeah.
They're going to have to score 35, 40 points to win a couple of those games because the defense is just
atrocious.
Not good enough.
Atrocious. And I know they only gave up 16 points. Drake May had time to throw. They had 2 sacks. One they ran into. Devin Lloyd ran into a sack. And Trayvon got a sack at the end of the game, which was nice. Sealed the deal.
Yeah. And he was around. He was affecting. He's the only one.
Yeah.
He's outplaying Josh Hines-Allen by a mile.
Yes.
And I would have never thought I'd say that. And in hindsight, when you got a guy coming off a career year, and I don't know if it's Josh Hines-Allen's idea or his peers in the league or his coaches, putting on that weight does not seem like that was a good move.
Well,
I mean, what else are you going to attribute it to? It's the one thing that's changed. It might not be it, but it does not seem like it.
I don't know. I don't know why.
Right,
I don't know what. You're a football guy.
What, he bulk up 15 pounds, didn't he?
He did. He looks bigger, man.
Well, he is because he's putting his hand in the dirt. He's a 4-3 instead of a 3-4. Why is he in coverage, though?
That's Ryan Nielsen that.
Yeah, I thought he wasn't going to be in coverage. And by the way, he's not good in coverage.
No.
That was Jermichael Hasty.
That's bad.
Yeah, it didn't look good. It was a bad look for our guy.
It was not a good look for 41.
Bad look. So I didn't understand that. I don't understand a lot about the defense. Here's one I don't understand as well. And this I can only I mean 2 + 2 = 4. You trade Roy Robertson-Harris, we bench Mason Smith.
Healthy scratch.
I don't get it.
Well,
I don't get it.
Mason Smith's not ready to play NFL football, apparently.
According to whom?
Well, whoever makes
according
the
to the
decision
coaches,
on game day.
according to the coach who doesn't like the what's going on here? It makes no sense.
I don't think.
Are you telling me that we have a better option and your guy?
Not my guy.
Yeah.
Who's my guy?
You sit there and tell me he's your guy.
Who?
Whatever his
he
name
was
is.
Inactive.
Yeah. Why? Tyler Lacey and
listen.
Ledbetter?
There's a little bit of tongue-in-cheek with Odomehu, and no way am I pounding him as the next All-Pro. It's a terrible sign for the Jaguars, and in the preseason you see that there's a no-name outplaying a high draft picks. And Devon Hamilton and guys that you're expecting things from.
But there was a guy out there I didn't even know.
Yeah, 97?
Yes.
Where'd he come from?
I have no
Who are you?
And I'll give you one that, and this is the falling off the cliff part, but there was a 3rd and 3, and they just ran it up the middle.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah,
oh, my
for about
goodness.
8.
Yeah,
down there inside the
like,
red zone.
I was like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
We got issues.
And it was that play, in fact. Then they cut to the end zone shot, and you can see like the slump shoulder from the Jags defense. And it did not look like a team, like we said to start, that was going to answer. It was going to have an answer. So the offense gave them one. The defense did. The defense came out as flat and impotent as possible. They let the worst offense in the league, scoring about 10 points a game, scored 10 in the first quarter, scored a touchdown for the first time on their opening drive all year. Yeah. The defense, if it had been up to the defense, we'd have lost yesterday 48-10 based on the start of that game. And so the offense, if you ever needed a touchdown to save a season, man, if it's never too early to say it, it was yesterday down 10-0.
Well, our Dream Finders Homes poll question of the day, brought to you by Dream Finders Homes. Official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Gators, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're in 15 communities throughout Jacksonville. What young Jags player get your game ball? I gave you 4 choices. I gave you Brian Thomas Jr. I gave you Trayvon Walker. I gave you the Tank, Cartavius Bigsby, and I gave you Parker Washington. Which of those would you give your game ball to?
Oh, that's a good one, man.
Bigsby, Brian Thomas Jr., Trayvon Walker.
Yeah,
Parker
I'm
Washington.
going Tank, man.
You're going Cartavius Bigsby.
If we don't have Tank yesterday, we don't win.
Okay, Jeffrey.
20 plus carries, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, Tank.
Yep, 26 carries, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns.
What's that thing we did last week? This is the scepter that the dude from NFL Network gives them.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it again this week.
Yeah.
Man, Tank's going to have his days in the sun. I'm going to give it to the dude that gives me 97 on the punt return, right?
That's cool.
That's a game ball moment, right? And that score was also much needed, right? If they take over inside their 10 and give it right back, who knows?
Energy change.
I do 100% understand the impact and the career day, though, that Tank Bigsby had yesterday, taking nothing away from it. I'll give Parker Washington seems like a guy. Now, we saw him do this in the preseason. Let's get him the ball in space a couple of times.
Yeah.
Heck no. Can we draw up a play for that guy in space? Because he manages through a cluttered field pretty good. We've seen him do it in the return game a couple times.
They made a conscious effort to get the ball to Brian Thomas Jr. yesterday, which was a good thing. Couple end arounds, and he didn't break any of them.
It's a short game, more than just the fly pass.
Right. That's what I want to see. I want to see him take that slant.
That's the evolution, and I think we're seeing it. I think we're seeing it with Bigsby, too, and his ability to stay in pass protection in some other areas. So.
900, almost 900 votes, and Tank Bigsby is the overwhelming game ball winner, 61.5%. Brian Thomas Jr., second, and Parker is third. Trayvon only getting 1.7%. Dreamfinders Homes, everywhere you want to be. And by the way, for a limited time, take advantage of a 2.99% year one rate. That's right, I said it, 2.99%. Man, if you are a first-time homeowner, you need to go to dreamfindershomes.com and check them out and find out, because they will help you navigate through your home purchase. And you may think you can't afford a house that looks as beautiful as Dreamfinders Homes. Go check them out. But you can. You probably can. So go to dreamfindershomes.com. Tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you, and you'll be glad that you did.
I think the strongest support for your argument is this part. If you do miss it there, you take the pressure off the other team. Like suddenly the Jags are 3 and out isn't the worst thing in the world.
Right.
And if you just go for the kick there, you're still within a score, and they have pressure on them to have to execute some. They don't have the wiggle room of a poor possession.
And like I said, I think I know I'm in the minority at 25-10 of going for it, but I just man, we just killed a quarter here. We just ran it down their throats.
No, I hear you.
And again, who I'm playing, where I'm playing, situation.
Yeah,
it wasn't that big a deal.
Two different thoughts there. Whether you're talking about Doug's decision not to make it 18, and the other is when the Patriots scored that touchdown to go down 9. Why in all hope at that point. Let's do a Shazam Spotlight before we go off to break, because it's Jaguar related this morning. Brought to you by ShazamAuto.com and the Murray Ford Superstore, Stark in Kingsland. Brian Thomas Jr. now joins a pretty impressive list, 500-plus receiving yards, 17 yards of reception in the first 7 career games. In fact, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Marcus Colston, Randy Moss, and there was another category where only Moss was there. I think it was also the number of yards in less than 30 catches, which produces that big yards per catch. But listen, there were some. This was noted as a great receiver class, and in the long view, who knows what Rome Odunze and Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors and all of those guys are going to be. But no rookie has been better I mean, especially big play better than Brian Thomas Jr. So kudos for nailing that one at least. And that's today's Shazam Spotlight. Brought to you by ShazamAuto.com.
This is the Joe. We'll take a break. We'll keep it rolling. We got a lot to do today. It's a busy, busy Monday. It's all coming up next.
This is your Duval Minute. Brought to you by Lift Power, your turnkey solution for all warehouse needs.
He made an interesting point, and he said they don't win this game without Tank Bigsby. And Cartavius yesterday had himself a ball game, and he's having himself a year in 7 games now, 415 yards rushing on the ground. I mean, it's no longer just a one-hit wonder. He's becoming a consistent, hard-running football player. He's averaging 6.2 yards per carry. The only guy averaging more than that is the quarterback for Baltimore at 6.3. He's averaging more yards per carry than Derrick Henry. And again, he's got 67 totes. It's not like he's got, 25 or 30. He's got 67 carries. He has been an outstanding running back so far, so good for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that's your Duval Minute. It's brought to you by Lift Power. Always on the lookout for experienced lift truck and dock and door technicians in the Jacksonville area. Now check this out. Benefits for Lift Power. 401k, company vehicle, paid training, sign-on bonus. Man, that offer is way too good to pass up. You need to see why Lift Power has been voted one of the best places to work for the past several years in our area. It's a rapidly growing business. It's family-owned and operated. Been serving the Jacksonville area for more than 50 years, and they want you to be part of their family. Don't let this opportunity slip by. All you got to do, go to liftpower.com and learn a whole lot more. All your questions will be answered at liftpower.com.
Sometimes winning and losing comes down to one play. There's only one performance-painting, high-performance play of the game on 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam.
Hacker here. And guys, the countdown is over. I didn't just hit the 100-pound mark. I blew past it thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. 107 pounds gone just like that. More weight than a quarter keg of beer. Speaking of beer, here's where it gets fun. We're throwing a big celebration at Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra Beach. Yeah, you heard that right. A weight loss party at Mr. Chubby's. The irony's juicier than their wings, but here's the thing. I can celebrate at Mr. Chubby's and still keep the pounds off. If you didn't know, yes, wings are still on the menu while losing weight with Awaken 180 weight loss. Join me in 1010XL on November 9th for the Florida and Texas game, and you could win a spot at my table. Food is included. There'll be ticket giveaways and more for the celebration. If I can shed a whole Mr. Chubby and still throw a party at one, what's holding you back? Call Awaken 180, 844-346-1800, or hit up Awaken180weightloss.com, and let's get it done.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
All right, let's mind our P's and Q's. Actually, let's mind our P's. When it comes to selling your home, you're going to have problems. I can give you promises. Then we'll offer proof. And then there's a phone number that you can clearly call and take advantage of all that. Gang, I'm telling you about our friends Chad and Sandy at chadandsandy.com, 414-6200 here in the 904 area code. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers. If you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home before more homes flood the market, driving down the prices. Maximize your home sale right now with Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you want a guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Chad and Sandy can do that for you. They deliver on their promises. Local real estate experts you can trust. Recommend for the sale of your home. They guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Marvin in Cobblestone said, my siblings and I moved our parents to Maryland so they can get some extra help as they get older. We use Chad and Sandy.
Soccer Sam from Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester, New York's favorite pizzeria, is now open in Jacksonville, Florida. Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. $10 daily deals, dine-in beer and wine, and delivery. Salvatore's.com.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Bold City AC, heating that rules.
Is your AC ready for the holidays? Bold City Heating and Air ensures your AC stays in tip-top shape. We know that a clean AC is a healthy AC. Upgrade yours for just $96 a month and enjoy free duct cleanings with your new system. Plus, ask about our 0% financing options.
Bold City AC, we got the crew. Bold City AC.
Visit boldcityac.com.
Wow, John, my Clearwater sprinkler system looks great.
All right, Frank, let's go ahead and program your Rainbird timer. How many minutes do you want the zones to run?
John, I think we run from the front 20, the sides 15, the back 10, the garden 5. Clearwater scores.
Well, that's a first, Frank, but you're the boss.
Clearwater irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage to
ClearwaterJacks.com.
Grinding out good grades can be just as challenging as winning games. That's why 1010XL salutes the Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show.
Think you can't afford to buy a home? Think again. Lennar offers a range of new homes at affordable prices with a simple and hassle-free buying experience. Every home comes with our Everything's Included package, which means you get premium features and upgrades at no extra cost. For a limited time, enjoy rates as low as 3.99% and no closing costs on select homes when you finance through Lennar Mortgage. Call us at 904-917-2372 to find your dream home today. Lennar, the home for you.
Facing a DUI charge or even a boating under the influence charge? Well, I'm your man, DUI lawyer Malcolm Anthony at 285-4LAW. 285-4LAW. Once again, 285-4LAW.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A. member FDIC.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Brought to you by
Advanced Business Solutions.
Your local authorized Xerox deal on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, sports concepts and rationalizations. We call it the 10-minute drill. We banging around a little bit here. Lots of other things going on in the world besides our Jaguars, who got the big dub yesterday, so that was good to see. I don't know what happened to the Florida Gators, but they had a nice game on Saturday night, an enjoyable game. DJ Lagway looked terrific. Jaden Ball ran hard, 5 touchdowns. My goodness gracious. Well, defense is playing well. I mean, so a good win to get to 4-3 on the season, and it was nice to see. It was a fun night at the Swamp. So happy for the fans.
Yeah, I kind of summed up my opinions. I texted you the other night. Thanks for the text back. I think Florida might not be as terrible as I thought they were, and I'm not sure how to feel about that. I think that a lot of Gator Nation is going to be in those shoes a little bit, depending on what happens in these next, the big 4 games.
The big
They're
hypothetical.
better. I mean,
they are better.
And I know you can say that. Well, they've had these games, and they've had these games every year at home. A big one that you get at home that you don't expect. It goes beyond that. And again, I understand this is college football fan logic, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's my logic with Georgia coming up in 2 weeks. You ready? Florida went to Tennessee and lost to them in overtime. Alabama went to Tennessee and got straight up beat. Georgia went to Alabama and lost. So seems perfectly natural to me that Florida will beat Georgia by a field goal, right? That's how college football logic can just, expand like a wildfire. I don't think that this team is better. They're better. They're playing better. Is it good enough? Is that good or bad? This just comes with some mixed feelings for me.
Well, the hypothetical that needs to be answered is real simple. I mean, if with 4-3, if
they go
Florida
6-6,
yeah, and
I think. Let me ask you this: honestly, and it can change fast. There's no right or wrong answer. Do you think they're going to get to 6?
No.
See, I do.
Yeah,
I do. And again, I'm not. This is not a prediction of glory.
Yeah.
This is trusting what I've seen now for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I see a defense. I don't know where they came from.
Yeah.
I've never seen just a flip switch, total change.
Yeah.
But this is a team that couldn't stop Mississippi State a month ago, and now this is 3 weeks in a row where they've done a real good. Listen, what makes the 48-20 over Kentucky better than just a 48-20 win over Kentucky is that Kentucky's hammered them 3 years in a row. They've dominated them. They beat them up on the lines of scrimmage. And the D-line is, I don't know, they're playing better. We'll see.
They are playing better. But
Be a big wake-up call against the Dogs, obviously.
To me, it's more the competition and such.
That's fair.
And who they have playing. But
you know what? Look, to that end, Mississippi State's a team that they played 3 good teams since Florida played them, and they lost to them just like Florida beat them.
Well, they've gotten better.
Yeah.
Mississippi State's gotten better.
Exactly. I mean, but, Florida's that same side, they have 3 losses, so like 6, 9, and 11.
Yeah, but you didn't answer the question.
Yes.
The hypothetical is, does Billy Napier come back?
At 6-6, he will. Yeah, he will. At 6-6, he will. And you know what? I'm not going to scream bloody murder about it. It's the first time that for longer than a minute, it feels like they're headed in the right direction. I think Lagway has a lot to do with that. Pup Howard's the best linebacker that they've had down there in a while, man.
Mm-hmm.
The dude fills space, makes tackles. They seem like they have a younger, more talented nucleus. I think they're playing now like Billy thought they would play when the season started, and obviously they didn't. And next week may remind us that it's all fool's gold.
Yeah.
I'll readily admit that.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks away.
Yeah. Georgia and Texas up next.
Correct. Yeah. And likely 4 and 5, but then like to the 6th, and what are you after that happens? But between LSU, Ole Miss, and FSU, if Florida plays football like they played in Knoxville, like they played Saturday night, they could very easily win 2 of those 3.
Okay.
That's my thought.
Well,
now, trusting that Team Sleepy down there will be able to pull that off is not a prediction.
With that said, and watching DJ Lagway, he is. Yeah. And they put up a stat. I don't have it. I should have written it down because it was so. Like more 40-yard completions in a season maybe than any of these other Gator quarterbacks or something like that.
Well, it's the most. It's the most, but it's like 20. It's the most since a more recent date. I know what you're saying, and maybe the one that did it wasn't one of these big name quarterbacks, but I think it was last done in 15, maybe.
I don't know. It seemed like it said he had more 40-yard completions this year than Tebow or Trask.
But my point is maybe it's Luke Del Rio. I don't know who it is. I think it's one of those tucked away years. I feel like it happened the last time that someone had more than that was like, more recent than Tebow.
I don't know. He throws a beautiful long ball. I mean, he was, he was like 7 out of 15 for like 200. I mean, just he wanted explosive plays. You get him with DJ Lagway. That's the biggest difference between Lagway and Mertz. Is Lagway has the arm talent to make some of those
I've never
throws.
seen 7 of 14 for 259. That looks like a high school night.
Yeah, it was impressive. So I will say this though, and again, I don't want to. 48-20 is a great night, but man, if I'm Trey Wilson, man, I'm gone. I am so tired of running back and forth and not getting the football.
Oh, is he doing the Xavier Henderson role and going in motion the whole game? I don't know why he does that either.
I get it to a point, but every now and then flip him the ball and let him run.
And by the way, we will sit here on a Monday in the next 4 weeks and bemoan Billy Napier's game day management and decision making, and what could have been a win, a la Knoxville, will be a loss, and then that 5-7 will be more easily fireable, and in a way, it's going to be double damage because whatever momentum we have built with what seems to be now an improving core of talented players is going to disperse because that's what happens when coaching changes come.
Well, Georgia went out to Austin and took it to Texas.
Yeah, showed them, didn't he?
And that was that's man. Good luck trying to figure out the SEC, by the way. And again, it's 12 teams this year, so there'll be a bunch of them from the SEC. But as far as who's going to even play in the championship game, and are you better playing in the championship game, or maybe not even playing in the championship game if you want to win the Natty?
Depends how you're playing.
If you want to win the Natty, where does the SEC championship meet relate? Now, you get a bye, but you also, if you have to play an early game, you're home and you're hosting, I don't know who,
Well, it's the seed, 12-5.
Brigham Young or whatever. Yeah.
Although this year seems to be a year where you don't trust anything.
No.
I mean, they're all just in the SEC. I think we hit it last week. It's not as good as it's been. Usually the SEC has had the dominant. If there were 5 dominant teams, 3 of them were like the dominant teams were from the SEC.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't seem that way. There's a bunch of good teams. Listen, do you not think the SEC will be playing for a title? I do. I don't know who it's going to be is the difference.
Oh, one of them will be? Sure.
So we'll see.
Although
Texas was exposed. Their schedule got exposed a little bit yesterday. Michigan was supposed to be a big game. It wasn't. And so Texas is going to have to, Oklahoma's no good.
Although Oregon, Ohio State was probably the game of the year, and they could meet again.
They probably will. I don't know.
I mean, they could be for the Natty is what I'm saying. They could beat SEC schools. And,
they could. Well, they're going to have to meet again. Well, then be a 3-timer because they're going to have to meet in the Big Ten title game, you'd think.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, you got Penn State still alive. Indiana's a fun team. That's Frank Signetti. He's now, everybody's on to him now and what that Indiana offense is
and that's fine, and everybody can jump in. We talked about him a month
big
ago
boy.
and tried. No. Oh. I think he's a terrific guy. He wins everywhere he goes. He said, Google me. I'll win. I love that guy. I'd love to have that guy. He's 63 years old because Gator fans were all, who's the Signetti guy? He's 63, and he's in his first year at Indiana. You think he's just going to up and go, okay, well, Florida offered me, $12 million a year, so I'm going there. I don't think so. I'm sure his buyout's not much, but anyway.
The best thing for Gator football, in all honesty, is something that seems just completely implausible. It's for this football team to get hot, beat good teams, go 7-5, and win a bowl game. That's anything less than that, we're just going to be stuck in momentum with no real optimism or belief in the future.
Anything less than that, you become FSU and Mike Norvell, and not lost in the shuffle, the first FSU coach to lose to an FCS program, the first ever loss to Duke in program history, 3-0-3 starts in 5 seasons, 1-6 in year 5, the worst FSU record since 1975. Bowden arrived in 1976, and an 8-year contract extension for $84 million, $64 million owed in a buyout. That's what you're dealing with Mike Norvell. And I like to talk to and get Drew's take on FSU, and he said, you can't be a good coach if you're 1-6. You just can't. There's just no way. He's like, you can't.
Well, here's why. Here's why that jumps out. They haven't played a good schedule. They're playing cupcakes.
This is what he said. The great coaches aren't 1-6.
Well, again, that's magnified by who they're losing to, Hick.
Yeah.
They losing to Duke and Tech and Boston College and home games. They're terrible.
That was a bad one. And
SMU beat the brakes off of them. Yeah. I mean, at this point, don't you go to Chrome and Hook and dang it to heck? Brock Glenn, is there any world where FSU is good with Brock Glenn ever?
No.
And Chrome and Hook, at least a freshman, you can find out. I don't know. What does an old fan think? They're probably checked out. I would be.
They got the Mandarin kid coming in next year.
Yeah.
He might have. If I'm him, I'm licking my chops. I might be able to go out there and win a job.
Or I'm looking for somebody that, I don't know, might win 4 games.
Yeah.
I'm shocked by this just complete fall from grace. I'm not saying that I thought they were going to, run back the magic. Good Lord.
They play losing football, too, which is frustrating. I mean, it's a very similar, like they should have beat Duke.
The graphic you saw, shout out text line, got forwarded. The most completions of 40-plus yards in a single game in the last 20 years.
Yeah. Thank you.
Lagway's now done it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Trask had, with 5. He's had 5 40 yards this year already in his 2 starts. Trask had 4 in 2020 against LSU, and Tebow had 4 in 2007 against Western. So, Lagway's at the top. No one since, at least in the last 20 years, no one has done it.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, for sure. He's only made 2 starts, and in his 2 starts, he did that.
Yeah. So he's special. That's all I'm saying. He's special.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know if he'll be special in Gainesville next year, or I don't know if he'll be special in College Station.
I do know this.
But he is special.
I do know this. Look, here was my mentality going into last week.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, you would hope that DJ Lagway would stay no matter what, but when it comes to the overall good of the program, you need to make a coaching change, and there'll be other quarterbacks come down the down the pipe. Now, I would say this. If it was just, depending on what we see from DJ Lagway the last 5 games, if it were as simple as if you keep Napier, he stays, is he good enough to lift Napier to have a contending team?
He might be.
There's evidence starting. Can he get one of these big boys?
Yeah.
Can he get a big boy? Because Kentucky's not. They're, know, it's a big brim. That ain't a big boy.
No. But, yeah.
Where'd you watch a game last night? Did you have to work or were you at home?
I was at work.
Yeah. Probably made it better. If it's a win, you'd like to be at home, having fun and celebrating. And if you lose, you'd like to be at work or no? Don't like it either way.
I don't like it.
Yeah. I feel your pain if that matters. Because I know how the Dodgers do you. You worry so much about the Hall of Famers at the top, and then these little pittance players.
Edmond.
Yeah, Tommy. Was he the MVP, I assume?
Edmond.
Was he the MVP? He probably was, right?
Yeah.
There's a guy like that every postseason, right?
Yeah, there is. It was David Eckstein one year.
Yeah. It was Rosario for us.
Yeah, it was. They're better. What can I tell you?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to tell you what your team needed to do different. But
there's nothing we could do different.
Got to get one of those first 2 at home. I mean, but sure.
Yeah.
Trying to win every game.
But they crushed us in both of them. So it wasn't like,
yeah.
I don't sit there and look back and go,
last night, there's a little bit of that last night because you had some opportunities.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, the bases loaded a couple times early.
But they still scored 10.
Right.
See
but maybe not if you catch them.
The only mistake Mendy made, if you watch the Mets like I've been like, is going to Maton second. Maton's washed. He's done. He's been horrible in the postseason. Anybody but.
He went him before Garrett?
Yes, and that was the one that I just didn't get. And sure enough, he's given up 2-run homers, and it wasn't. That was and then they 4-1 is okay because it's a bullpen game. We're gonna hit. But we left. At least
McNeil
12.
left them loaded. Did he? And second and third, I think another time maybe.
We had bases loaded twice.
Yeah.
And Winker left them loaded, and McNeil left them loaded, and so. But again, even if we scored, I got the feeling they were going to score more.
It felt that way. And there's an electricity. I know it's that. Here's what happens to you: you get close to them, and some. Again, it'll be Will Smith hit a 2-run, or Kiki Hernandez, or in the past, Chris Taylor in the past. Annoying.
Yeah, Sugar gave us 2 shutdown innings, which gave us a chance to catch up, and we just didn't catch up. We just couldn't catch up. We got to 6-3, and we had chances at 6-3.
Yeah, because after the homer, you even got a couple of runners on, I think.
But always, we had runners on like every inning. It just
that one big hit.
Whereas we broke through, and that was the story a lot of the series. But again. They scored 10. They scored 9. They beat us 8-0, 9-0, 10-2, and 10-5. I mean,
the key is just
those are 4 big wins.
The key to how good you'll feel about this game is where this team goes from. I mean, this season, and it's always disappointing. This is where they go from there because, like, you're where we were in like 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
We had to, step ladder up. The Dodgers beat us a couple of times. One in the division 4-2. Then they beat us 4-3 in the CS, and then we finally got them. And
it was a great season, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. But if you told me October 20th, I would have taken it. But when you get this far, you dare to dream, and you think, man, don't let us get to Game 7. I feel like we would have hit Buehler. The Dodgers are a weird team, man. They're going to have to score a lot of runs to win, but they might be capable of doing that. Their pitching is not great, but I tip my cap to them. And this is one of the few times in my life I will ever do this, ever in my life. But in the World Series, I say go Dodgers.
Yeah, wow. See, you did grow to hate them that fast. Would you have been for the Yankees all along? Or if the Dodgers and Yankees were playing in the World Series and you weren't even in the postseason, would you be rooting for the Dodgers or the Yankees?
The Dodgers.
You would.
But it wouldn't matter as much.
But now you're rooting for the Yankees because the Dodgers beat you.
No.
Oh, you're saying
I'm rooting for the Dodgers.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I hate the Yankees.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Yankees.
Yeah. Oof.
I hate the Dodgers much more than the Yankees. Yeah.
But I hear you. And normally I hate the team that knocks us out.
Yeah.
With a vengeance.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I do hate them. And I hate Lee Lockett.
I played golf this weekend with a good friend of Lee Lockett.
Oh, yeah?
They go way back, yeah.
Okay.
Nice dude. They work together like steak and ale 30 years ago.
Oh, my gosh.
Waiting table. So he goes way back with old Lebo.
Yeah, and Lee is he's a great Dodger fan, and I'm sure he'll go to a World Series game. And he, we didn't. I'll talk to him here this week, but we didn't text much. I told him I didn't want to because I'm a mean, nasty cusp, and I don't want to.
I'm rooting for the. I mean, it's not even close for me.
Yeah.
And I don't like the Yankees at all, but I do not want. No, not the Dodgers. Anyone but the Dodgers for me. They're at the top of my pyramid.
Yeah.
My sports pyramid hate.
Yeah. Well, not me.
Yeah,
I don't want the Yankees to win.
I got you.
So, but we'll see. But anyway,
what if the Braves play the Yankees?
Yankees. It'll be a good. It'll be a good MLB. They got what they wanted.
It was quick after the wasn't it?
Yeah. They got what they wanted. They got the stars. They got, Soto hit them into the.
Well, they're hitting. Well, Stanton's emergence here this last, 40, 50 games has been big too.
It's
if he's healthy, that lineup is just so different.
Yeah.
And Gleyber Torres, the pressure gets lifted off him. He becomes a good hitter again. You got those three. They carry and nothing. And neither, Judge slumps, doesn't matter. The other two hit. So they're gonna be a tough out.
And in the end, Otani put up big numbers, and Betts put up big numbers.
Yeah, I mushed him for you. I karma'd that into existence.
Those guys are just fine. They're really good. And Freddie's hurt, but he didn't play yesterday, so he missed a couple games. His ankle shot. I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know. I assume the week off will do him well. They start Friday, I believe.
Wow.
So. Enjoy the Fall Classic. I won't be watching much.
Yeah, I'll keep watching. I was able to watch through. Anyway, all right. We're falling behind here.
Yes.
Something that the Jaguars did yesterday.
We'll go to break. We got more coming up. This is The Drill on 1010XL.
Let's go.
Game day gets here a little quicker with Pregame Friday.
Here we go.
Who's in, who's out, who's on upset watch.
Exactly.
We'll get you ready for the games. Brought to you by MyBookie and Dream Finders Homes on 1010XL.
This is Hayden Hurst, NFL tight end. I just wanted to say how grateful I am for Dr. Lip and Active Health in Jacksonville. Wasn't sure where my career was going to go this offseason. Had a lot of issues with my back and right hip. Thought about hanging it up, but thanks to those guys, everybody at Active Health, they got me back to where I needed to be. So thankful for the Bulls Pipeline connection. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't wait to see where this year takes me out in LA.
Active Health Jacks can help you too. Give them a call today at 904-296-0202 or go online activehealthjacks.com.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Let's start the debate. Why would someone buy a new car from you? We have an exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new vehicle. We offer a competitive wow price plus free oil changes. How much will someone get for their trade? We offer more than $4,000 over KBV value. Well, we never lose a trade over price. Okay, when is the best time to buy a car? Right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter which side you pick. At Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet, you get it all. Let us show you why we're the winning vote.
Hey, it's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, you just got married, you just got divorced, you have children, of course you want to take care of your family. That's why I'm here to tell you about Matt Hinson and the Hinson Law Firm. Matt's the attorney, I'm not, but we both want to know if you've done your last will. Man, Hick, I don't want... Yeah, it's something you got to get on your to-do list, man. Why? Because then you decide where... You work hard for your money, man. You want to decide where that money goes. You want to get your assets to the people that you love and choose. Also helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes. And Matt Hinson's your guy. He's going to help you. He's going to listen. He's going to provide you info needed so you're at ease with your choice. It's the Hinson Law Firm. You have questions, just reach out to Matt. He's got answers. 904-527-1700. That's 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. Gang, don't let the state decide your fate.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting. A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website customtreesurgeons.com. That's customtreesurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com
so you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Mia here, hoping everyone had a profitable betting weekend on MyBookie. And guess what? You have an absolute treat tonight with a Monday night doubleheader. The Ravens go to Tampa and play the Bucs with an over-under point total already at 49.5. The Ravens defense is a pass funnel on MyBookie right now for a same-game prop parlay. If Baker Mayfield gets to 260 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, it returns $246 on a $100 bet. I really like those odds with how the Bucs offense is buzzing. The Chargers, meanwhile, visit the Cardinals, and they're going to try and slow the game down and run it all day because that's what Jim Harbaugh likes to do. I'm betting the under 44 game total. MyBookie has the best sign-up bonus in the industry, folks, for Florida bettors. Our listeners can sign up and use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your first deposit up to $1,000. Promo code 1010XL to claim your double deposit bonus for Monday Night Football. Bet anywhere, anytime, and make your season a winning season with MyBookie.
Homeowners, listen up. The Fed is taking action, lowering rates for the first time in years, and Loan Pronto has followed suit, lowering mortgage rates big time. Prosser here. That means this is the best chance in 2 years to do a cash-out refi and unlock all that equity at an amazing rate. Loan Pronto has fixed loans under 5% APR, the lowest in 2 years. You can get a fast refi and get $50,000 to $75,000, even $100,000 in cash. Use it to pay off all your credit cards, personal loans, car loans. You'll end up with one payment each month. And for most homeowners, they save over $850 every month. If you want to keep your original mortgage intact, ask about the Loan Pronto Express Equity Line of Credit. If you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. So call now. Get your rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WindoWorld wants you to do. WindoWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WindoWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WindoWorld can.
And with WindoWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WindoWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WindoWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WindoWorld, and to top it off, WindoWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WindoWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WindowWorld today and get your free in-home estimate or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
WindoWorld, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
WindowWorld also offers energy-efficient doors.
All right, how'd you like to have luxury storage, protection with options for HVAC, plumbing, car lift, second floors available? How would you like to have that readily and close to the beach? How'd you like to have it at Atlantic Beach? How'd you like to experience the Shed Jacks? Go to theshedjacks.com. Discover luxury storage life. Opening soon in Atlantic Beach. Spots are going now. You need to go online. You need to set up a visit. You need to reserve your spot, a place for an office, a golf simulator, or just man cave. AC and plumbing optional, as said. The list of premium uses is endless. You can find out more at theshedjacks.com. Take a tour on Instagram. Look, man, you've worked hard. You got nice things. You want to make sure that you can protect them, whether it's a car collection, boat, RV. Again, so many uses. Go to theshedjacks.com and continue your journey of discovery. And call my guys and make sure that you get a spot reserved today at theshedjacks.com.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Head coach Doug Peterson hopes the win over New England provides the spark to get the Jags on a roll.
We showed the complementary aspect of the game in all 3 phases, and that's what the spark that, hopefully can get this thing going.
The Jags recognize they have a real weapon in wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. Head coach Doug Peterson wants to get the ball in his hands often.
As far as Brian goes, scenarios, we try to find ways to put the ball in his hand, right? We'll try to find unique ways, to get him the football.
Jag quarterback Trevor Lawrence likes how the team settled in once the Jaguars fell behind.
They scored early, and then offensively, we just knew we had to settle in and just get some points, get some positive plays going.
At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update, I'm Sam Nelson.
XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Jags win. 2-5. It's a had to happen win. And it doesn't take away the sting of the whole season to me, but it's better than the alternative.
We're seeing positive signs. It feels like it's too little too late. Just because they came from behind and beat a terrible team, probably the worst team in the league, either them or the Panthers, it doesn't give me any. I guess it's more optimism than had we lost, then it's okay. We're the worst team in the league. That's not going to change.
And here's the thing.
But we got a tough 5 games coming here, and the way Sunday went doesn't really make me feel that much more optimistic.
In the NFL, one thing that we all know, the NFL is such a week-to-week league, and so there's no rhyme or reason. So if we're going to sit there and say, well, we're grabbing the positives. Well, will they continue? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. They got Green Bay on Sunday. Green Bay looks really good.
They're going to have to outscore teams. The offense is going to have to bottle what they really did from about 10-0 yesterday. That offense played about as good as it's played in a couple of years.
They did.
And they're going to have to do it. And they have the weapons, Dan. If ETN comes back healthy, we know what Bigsby is.
Yeah.
Ingram is back as his role in the offense, and you know that Strange is competent.
Right.
You've got a rookie receiver who's doing more than you could ever hope to go with your veteran.
Yes.
I mean, it's the offense, and if the line plays good, there's no reason they can't be a top 5 offense.
But when you say all that, it infuriates you that they're 2-5.
They weren't ready to come out. They were not sharp to start. And I don't know why that is, but coach needs to take a look.
And you only get so many shots.
That's right.
It's not like baseball where you can be 11 games under 500 and come back. It's not. There has to be a sense of urgency every single week, every single game, every single play, because you only get 17 shots.
Do we remember, like in 2022 when we made the playoffs, we started, we were 2-5. Matter of fact, we were 2-6.
Mm-hmm.
Were we starting off slow, like in those games? I don't really remember, but we ended up turning it around. But were we starting off slow?
You mean in the games themselves?
Yeah, because we got off to a 2-5 start.
By 2022, you mean?
Yeah, in 2022.
Yeah, the Cowboys, the Raiders were up 17-0. The Cowboys were up 24-7. The Ravens had a late lead. Yes, we started slow, and then the offense would get rolling.
The difference, though, is that.
But we had a game late in that year where the offense wasn't all that great, right? The Jets game and the Texans game were okay, the Jets game, yeah. That's good defense on the road.
The difference is that year. We lost to the Commanders to start the year.
Yeah.
Okay. But then we played
the
good
Colts
football.
and
We
the Chargers.
shut out the Colts and went out to L.A. and beat the Chargers, man.
Yeah,
and
we smashed them.
That was the makings of, okay, all right, we're 2-1, we're good. And then we lost to the Eagles, and then we had that awful game here against Houston.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right? And then we went to Indy and we blew that game. And then we lost to the Giants and the Broncos in London, and that was the low point. But all of a sudden, like you said, we were 2-1, and then we lost 5 in a row, and we were 2-6. But we didn't start 0-4. We started 2-1.
Right, that's true.
Okay, so after that, while we did beat the Raiders, then we went out to Kansas City and lost. Then we did beat the Ravens, but then we went to Detroit and got crushed. The beauty of the NFL is that, man, you can lose a lot of games and still be in the hunt.
It's just honestly, this is death. They really, I mean, honestly, this is where you put yourself. You literally are a must win. You can't. I mean, you got to beat Green Bay at home.
Yeah.
Well, you got to. Most everybody would say, let's say you'd go 2-2 versus these next 4 in the NFC.
I guess, but I don't. If they don't beat Green Bay at home, You think they're going then 2-1 with road games at Philly? Yeah, I don't either.
You got to win.
Yeah, you got to win. You got to. This Green Bay is a game you got to win at home. You got to catch them.
And that's a tough win.
Of course it is. But you know what, Dan?
But you can
this
win
team and they played just chin to chin the Texans the whole day.
Sure.
There's not that much of a difference between the two. It's what do you do in those 5 to 10 key plays of the game?
Right.
That define whether you win or lose. And yesterday, Green Bay made those plays at the end of the game to win it.
But if you went 2-2, then you're 4-7 with 6 to go, and then you got a chance. I mean, and those 6 aren't.
No, but they're not near as tough. But you don't take anything for granted.
But
we lost to Cleveland and Chicago.
Right,
Nothing's for
Does
granted.
anyone think we're going to go to Tennessee at the end of the year and win a game?
Just guaranteed? No, of course
it's not guaranteed. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Tennessee is straight.
We'll see. They weren't very good last year, and they beat us.
We had everything on the line, and we couldn't beat them.
Hey, it was a big moment for the defendant yesterday, I saw.
Who's that?
The kicker there in Green Bay.
Oh, yeah. He goes
Big day for the defendant.
Yeah, he came through.
Yeah. Where were those kicks last year when we need him? We're still in the season. My guy can't make 40-yarders. Apparently he had his mind on the flight plans. I don't know. Just saying. Allegedly.
Yeah.
But Brandon McManus, knocked one through to win the game. And you know what? He actually helped the Jags. I think I remember missing one against the Texans last year. So
he helped the Jags in the long run because we got a kid who could be the kicker for the next decade.
Yeah, he's a good kicker for sure. Do you remember? I'm going to ask you guys a question for back to college football real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember the name Matthew Sluka? You know who Matthew Sluka is? Do you remember that name?
I do.
Yeah, you do. I know it's going to ring a bell, but
he's a quarterback for UNLV.
He's a quarterback for UNLV. You're right. And
who left?
Yeah, he left. Okay, since Sluka, this has not ended up being a good look for Sluka. Okay,
the other kid's better.
Well, Sluka quit on his team. UNLV is 3-1. The one loss was in overtime to Syracuse, where they scored 41.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Oregon State this past Saturday. For UNLV, Sluka was averaging 106 yards passing and 84 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
His replacement, Haj Malik Williams, averages 210 yards passing and 76 yards rushing. So the takeaway here is that Sluka quit a team because he wasn't getting his NIL money, averaging 106 passing yards a game. By the way, completion percentage for the guy that we all went to the wall for, 43%.
Ooh, Sluka.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have got that million. Although if they tell you you're going to pay you, they should pay you.
I guess we should find out, back to the Jags, if the Philly game is going to get flexed out of Sunday night. I don't know if it is or won't.
I think that has to come early this week, right?
Yeah, so they have to let us know.
I think the Peterson to Philly, it's kind of eerily similar.
There's not a lot of great games at.
Yeah, I looked at it. There's not, and because the one great game there, was it like maybe San Francisco, Green Bay or something? They're not going to want to move.
I don't know.
Like Fox's good game, we're not giving that up.
Right.
So I think you can draw up the drama of Doug Peterson comes to Philly, how he left Philly.
It might end up there.
Right? With the same story. The storyline around Doug Peterson going to Philly will be the same one that was around Doug Peterson when he got fired by the Eagles. So
of these 4 games, who would you say we have the best chance to beat, guys? Green Bay, Philly, Minnesota, or Detroit?
The best chance to beat?
You're at Philly and at Detroit, so you can factor those in.
Green Bay, Philly.
Minnesota, Detroit. I would say Minnesota here.
I would say Minnesota.
Yeah.
And none of them are very easy. And then I would say Green Bay here.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to see what this team has for their coach when they go to Philly. Philly's also not playing good. I mean, they're not losing. And I know they finally broke out a little bit yesterday. I can see Saquon Barkley going for 210, embarrassing us.
Saquon had a day yesterday in New York.
That boy got busy yesterday.
He did. And he was so good after the game. He was so cool about it. But, man, oh, man.
You're going to get busy against them every time.
Oh, man. It reminded me of Murph when he came back against the Mets when he was with the Nats. He just showed him. Oh, it was just – and you knew it was coming. And there's no stopping it. And after the game, it's all love. But, oh, gosh, it has to just – I'd be so mad at that general manager. So mad. And then Daniel Jones gets benched in the game. Oh, it's a disaster for New York. Disaster for the G-Man. But, so we'll see. We'll get okay. Hey, the unthinkable occurs. Jags go 3-1. And then 2-5, and then they're 5-6.
And then you got that stretch down there. Yeah.
Prove it to us.
There's an opportunity there, but, man, the door is a lot. It's closing. It's closing fast.
More likely to be 5-6 or 2-9.
Gosh, I don't think they'll be either, but more likely to be 2-9.
Yeah.
But that's saying you're more likely to go 0-4 than you are 3-1. That's a hard pill.
The fact that with everything, it just kind of sticks in us. The fact that yesterday, with knowing that they had to win, to come out and play so poorly for a whole quarter,
right?
A whole quarter, like I don't mind. So they get the ball their first drive, and New England, by the way, hasn't scored a touchdown on its initial drive in 10 games. Touchdown.
And the Jags, he said, well, lay out the welcome mat. 5 out of 6. I think.
So anyway, so it's 7-0. We get the ball. Run, 3rd and 6, and we throw one behind the sticks. We dump it off to a running back who doesn't come close to getting a gain of 1. It's 4th and 5, and we're punting. What just happened?
Well, I will say this. At 2-5, we haven't had a good game yet. So hopefully one's due. I mean, this happens in the NFL where a team goes out and they whip a good team. We need that. If we're going to have that game, really, it needs to be this Sunday. If Green Bay could come down and this team could, I don't know, maybe play a little defense and get a 2-possession lead and win a game 31-21.
Right.
Then we'll
here's the problem.
We'll have
Here's the problem.
By the way, do not misconstrue that for a prediction. It was not.
No, here's the problem.
That's what they need. Bad.
Can we beat Green Bay? Yes. Then I think about this defense.
I know.
And I think Jordan Love versus Drake May.
Josh Jacobs, running back. Receivers, a whole complement of them.
Josh Jacobs yesterday, by the way, I saw this. He had the most catches without a touchdown of anybody in the NFL.
Yeah, 200 something.
Yeah, that's amazing. But anyway.
The Packers, by the way, did everything to give that game away and still won. They were significantly better than the Texans yesterday.
And I think Jordan Love can throw for 400 yards if he wants against our secondary. Our secondary is just not very good, bro. They're not very good. Now, again, you never know. It's the NFL. Buffalo came down here, a great team one year with a high-powered offense. They scored 9 points. It's the amazing thing. So we need a little bit of juju, I think, to help us win on Sunday against Green Bay. We're going to need a little juju. But that's coming up, and we'll get into that. Right now, you did what you had to do. You got the win. You got a comfortable win. It was 32-16, and we go from there.
I've also determined this. Just one other former Jag caught my eye yesterday, and I think I know what's happening here. Clearly, when it came to the season projections, Calvin Ridley bet the under.
Oh, yeah.
You guys got 12 catches.
Yeah, they got no quarterback either.
This is the drill. It's the Monday Morning Quarterback Divorce, spinonly.com.
We can't wait to get game day underway, so we get started 5 hours before kickoff.
I can't pass that up.
It's the Terminix Kickoff Show, live from Tailgaters Parking, brought to you by Gatorade and Clearwater Irrigation.
Thank you.
On 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
I feel a lot of love for Goosehead Insurance this week in the Kaproskis. I do, and I'll tell you why. And I don't know. I can't even explain it. All I know is that my wife told me we were saving money because of Craig and Chris Kaprosky, and I was happy. It had something to do with the homeowner's insurance. I don't know what it is, but I just wanted to let you guys know. Sometimes it's good to get an insurance checkup. And all of a sudden, you're like, hey, this is great news. And that's what they did for me. And by the way, insurance premiums are not cheap, right? And whether it's homeowners, auto, flood, boat, small business, the Kaproskis are there for me at my time of need. And I just can tell you that happened, and I'm thrilled. Just get a hold of them. Craig.Kaprosky at goosehead.com. Craig.Kaprosky, K-O-P-R-O-S-K-I at goosehead.com, or call 478-8422, 478-8422. Craig and Chris Kaprosky are part of the Goosehead Insurance family. They're going to be part of my family as well. Thank you!
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need any special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County,
knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daly's Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daly's Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
Oven roasted beef, monster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daly's Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daly's Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Frank Frangie here. Big Chief Tire makes auto care affordable with 6-month financing with the CFNA card. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brakes, or general checkup, Big Chief's expert technicians will take care of your car with top-notch service. And with no interest for 6 months, now is the perfect time to handle your vehicle needs. Visit BigChiefService.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply for your CFNA card today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Give us your hot take.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
On the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm awake and I speak English, so yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Be part of the conversation. 641-1010.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Fall in Florida. The leaves may not be coming down,
But the prices are at Beard's Diamonds.
It's the buy one, get one on wedding band sale.
All stackables, all right-hand rings, all eternity bands, and more are buy one, get one free.
At the St. John's Town Center or beardsdiamonds.com.
Hacker here, and guys, the countdown is over. I didn't just hit the 100-pound mark. I blew past it thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. 107 pounds gone just like that. More weight than a quarter keg of beer. Speaking of beer, here's where it gets fun. We're throwing a big celebration at Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra Beach. Yeah, you heard that right. A weight loss party at Mr. Chubby's. The irony's juicier than their wings, but here's the thing. I can celebrate at Mr. Chubby's and still keep the pounds off. If you didn't know, yes, wings are still on the menu while losing weight with Awaken 180 weight loss. Join me in 1010XL on November 9th for the Florida and Texas game, and you could win a spot at my table. Food is included. There'll be ticket giveaways and more for the celebration. If I can shed a whole Mr. Chubby and still throw a party at one, what's holding you back? Call Awaken 180, 844-346-1800, or hit up awaken180weightloss.com, and let's get it done.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Southern Oak Insurance. Florida's win over Kentucky on Saturday saw the continued emergence of the Gator offensive line for head coach Billy Napier.
We're going to be a contender around here. We're going to have to be really good up front on both sides. I think we're seeing that in the last 2 games in particular against good personnel and competition.
There was some controversy in the Dogs' victory over Texas. Head coach Kirby Smart offered his thoughts during the postgame.
Now we've set a precedent that if you throw a bunch of stuff on the field and endanger athlete, that you got a chance to get your call reversed, and that's unfortunate.
In the loss to Duke, FSU head coach Mike Norvell pointed out to several areas for improvement.
We have to eliminate the missed opportunities with the drop balls, the penalties, and perimeter blocking have got to be better. We just have to continue to improve on that.
At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
At 8:11, it's 63 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Parker will field it all the way back at his 4-yard line to the 10-yard line, right up the middle of the field, 20, 25, 30, into the open field. Parker Washington along left sideline, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Parker Washington just brought it all the way back, and the Jags have extended the lead. How good is that?
Pretty good. In fact, the longest in Jaguars history.
Did they give him 97 on
They gave
that?
him 97.
Did it seem like 97 to you?
Well, it looked like 96, but
yeah, did it?
Who's quibbling?
I ain't quibbling. I don't care.
But he went back to the 3.
No, I went back to the. He caught it. It's where you caught it, though.
Oh, okay.
I don't matter if you move back and forth, but I'll say this. And he said this. He said, I knew he kicked it. He bombed it, so I figured I had a chance. Because normally we'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
How many times have we've had this discussion where you plant your legs on the 10. If it's over your head, you let it go. But these punters are so good now at deadening the ball. Well, it was great. It was a great play by Parker Washington, and it was a backbreaker. And then they got a penalty, so of course we went for 2.
And actually got it.
And we got it. So, yeah.
It took a little bit, though. That play had to develop.
Oh, yeah. It did.
Hey, Washington.
And usually on those plays, when they have to develop, you don't get them, right? That means the play hasn't worked, and we're now
It's broken,
freelancing.
right.
Yeah.
Washington showed us in the preseason that in space in the kick return game, he had a couple of big returns back in the preseason. So maybe at some point we can get at least a page of the game plan to try and get him in space a little bit on something a little more creative than an end around.
Yeah.
Because I think now, I think he's earned the right to do more than just run routes.
Yes.
Let's get him the ball. Let's design some plays for him. I saw that Russ Wilson returned last night, a really slow start, but then played overall what became a real good game against the Jets last night. 2 touchdowns, no picks, passer rating of 109.
I had it on in the office, but obviously
He started really ugly.
Totally into the Mets, but I did see him make one throw that made me go, holy cow. But when I looked up there, every time I looked up there, you know what I saw? I saw 2 former great quarterbacks.
Listen,
and I don't think they're great anymore.
No,
I just don't.
I'm going to take one more step to that path.
Uh-huh.
The fraudulence of Aaron Rodgers. This is one of the great grifts of all time. He has played this thing perfectly. He's gone to New York City, and he has acted like he is in the prime of his career as a Super Bowl and MVP level player.
Yeah.
And he is just not. And I can't stand this guy's post-game analysis when he goes and just immediately throws his guys under the bus.
Yeah.
Did you see that last night?
No.
Immediately after the game. Yeah, I just don't understand it. We had a good active week of practice, and guys were just flat tonight. It's Sunday Night Football. I live for this.
Yeah, his rating is 82.2.
Correct. Well, here you go. What are these? What does this have in common? Guess who's number 22, 23, and 24 in passer rating in the NFL right now? Super Bowl winners: Matthew Stafford, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
All with passer ratings below 84.
Yeah.
These are 1980s numbers. That's terrible. Mahomes has more picks than touchdowns, Dan.
Yeah, but you know what? And that's the amazing thing is this team is 6-0. Those guys, they have shifted.
They're a defensive team.
I don't know if maybe they're just so smart in Kansas City, and they're a step ahead. Like, we rode Mahomes when offenses were flying. And now this year there has been a correction. There is no doubt, and they'll all talk about the 8 million reasons why. And I don't know enough about X's and O's to tell you, too high safety, Tampa 2, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But maybe Kansas City just sat there and said, it's coming. And Spagnuolo's such a good coordinator. Tom Brady was just raving about him yesterday on the broadcast. He's my worst nightmare. That's the guy I want coordinating my defense, man. But maybe Kansas City as an organization is just smarter than everybody else. Like, look, nobody's going to have great numbers, but if our defense is good, we'll be in every game, and Pat will make a play, and Pat makes plays. He did it with his legs again yesterday.
That touchdown.
Well,
it wasn't a touchdown, but it was
the run, but the touchdown afterwards.
Here's the deal with the run.
What?
It's the last time that run happens without a 15-yard penalty. You're going into row 4. That's
smart on his part.
Yeah, it's smart until somebody plays football and gets penalized 15 yards.
And
I
you know
think
what?
it's weak. I think it's a weak move.
Okay.
To stop and dang like you're going to
Let me
go
tell
out
you
of
something.
bounds
Let me
and
tell
then
you
keep
something.
going.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, I'm going low next week.
Go ahead.
And you ain't playing the rest of the game.
Let me tell you something. That weak move got him into a Super Bowl when he did it against Cincinnati.
Exactly. And shame on San Francisco for not knocking this guy into the concussion program. Never again. And by the way, refs, if I'm a team in the NFL and they're on my schedule, I'm sending that film to the league.
Yeah.
And I'm saying when he's tiptoeing on the sideline,
we're gonna hit him.
and my safety hits
And don't
him,
you dare throw a flag.
Don't you dare throw a flag on us. That's right.
Yeah.
But and then just so.
But my point is, Kansas City is there, and you know what? Signing Chris Jones, terrific move. Guy's elite. Yeah.
At the end of the day,
no
matter how they are constructed, they've got no Isaiah Pacheco, their starting running back. They got no Rasheed Rice, their number one receiver.
Yeah.
They got no Hollywood Brown, their number one free agent acquisition.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing it with CFL players around.
It's unbelievable.
But it's not unbelievable. He's not doing it with those players around him. It's everything else is so good that he gets a pass because we know how great he is.
Right.
At the end of the day, Mahomes has 6 touchdowns, 8 picks, and a rating of 82 in 7 games. That's terrible.
Yeah.
He's not playing good.
No.
He's playing terrible.
Yeah.
But for all those other reasons, he's winning, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And by the way, you know that if and when it matters, he's not terrible. He won't be terrible.
But think about this. What a situation. You want to know why Patrick Mahomes loves Kansas City? You want to know why he loves?
Because they're smart enough to not be talking about he's terrible.
Oh, God. Yeah. And it's just what a perfect situation.
Sure.
And, I mean, why would I go I'm making plenty of money. I don't need to be the number one paid guy. Did you see this house I just built in Kansas City? I'm the king of Kansas City. I go to Royals games. I own the soccer team. My wife's happy. We have enough here. If we need to go to New York, we'll go to New York on the bye week. Whatever. I mean, it's and they're great. I thought San Francisco for sure would beat them at home yesterday. And, Brock Purdy, you keep telling me that Brock Purdy doesn't look so good.
Had 3 picks yesterday.
I've been saying, now they lose Ayuk, and now it's like, oh, boy. I don't know if San Francisco – do you think San Francisco will make the playoffs? A week ago, we're saying they're still the most talented team. Are they?
Well, that was a bit – that was
you
a –
lose
that
Ayuk
was,
now?
Yeah.
And
Well,
Debo's what out? What was Debo yesterday?
That's always
what
something.
happened to Debo now, E?
Thank God.
My guy. That's my guy.
We didn't send that number 1 pick for that.
I know. I love Debo.
Hey,
but what was he? Was he sick? He had a cold?
You're right. It was an illness, which for the Niners is good news.
He came out, he played a couple, and I guess
in
he
the
wasn't
oxygen,
feeling it.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
What is that, E?
I don't know.
I got a flu or something.
Again,
I don't care. You know who Jordan is.
That also messes up my fantasy football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All these guys, Zach Ertz, Mike Evans, Juwan Jennings, Christian Kirk, Jacoby Myers, Darius Slayton, Devontae Smith, Jake Ferguson, Kyle Pitts, and Brandon Ayuk. They all have one more catch than who? That's the list of guys. And by the way, we can continue going up. These guys also have more catches than the unnamed player. Zach Ertz, Demario Douglas, Cole Kmet, Ray McLeod, Khalil Shakir, Hunter Henry, Josh Downs, Trey McBride, Michael Pittman
Ridley?
Jr.
Are we going back to Ridley?
No, I'm done with Ridley. Ridley has half of what this guy has. But just 24 catches, 49th in the league for 294 yards through 6 games. Tyreek Hill. APB out on the cheetah.
Well,
how do you not have an offensive system that you can get him the ball, Dan?
Well, I mean, because, listen, Tim Boyle, that's why. They couldn't even get down. Tim Boyle. What am I supposed to Huntley and Boyle.
I got you. So
the Dolphins have done what the Dolphins have done this year, what the Jets did last year. They lost a guy. Their egos said, oh, we can win a couple, and their season is lost while they wait for Tua to come back without getting – well, they should have called Ryan Tannehill and said, come play for us.
Or I don't know why they didn't.
Or they should – maybe they did. Or they should have signed Joe Flacco in the Miami Dolphins. If Tua is your quarterback, and you both know this, right, E, if Tua is your quarterback – don't you must have a good backup?
Absolutely. No doubt.
An elite backup.
Yeah. You should have the best backup in the league.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. And so maybe they got full of themselves, whatever, but they are the AFC East is a fraud division. It's Buffalo and everybody else.
Yeah,
the Jets are 2-5, the Dolphins are 2-4, and the Patriots are the worst team in the NFL, except not named Carolina. The Patriots may go 1-16.
And you know what, man? I got to, and I get that their personal situations were different. But, buddy, the vitriol that Deshaun Watson has taken for paralyzing a team with guaranteed money after forcing his way out.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers didn't get in that same treatment for forcing his way out for guaranteed money at an unbelievable salary. And he's earned it maybe less than Deshaun Watson has.
But he didn't get 272 or whatever it is.
He got 110 or whatever it is for 2 years.
Yeah, but this is it.
Yeah.
Would you bring Aaron Rodgers back if you're the Jets next year?
I didn't love when they brought him in. Now the injury makes my argument unlosable because he's about to go sub 500. He's not near a kind of player that can lift the team out of where they are. Here's what bothers me. He fired the coach. They brought in his buddy Devontae Adams. He's on McAfee every week.
Yeah.
He takes ayahuasca retreats and goes to Europe and then wants to act like a leader. Skips OTAs to go to concerts, and then he wants to act like a leader, Dan. He wants to go in front of the media and say, I don't know why my guys didn't come play tonight. I love Sunday Night Football. I live for these things. I guess I'll have to find out why no one cares like I do.
I'm interested to see how this plays out because I'm going to tell you, and Collinsworth said this last night late. He thinks the Jets got to figure their bleep out, but if they figure their bleep out, that they could be they can still get back in this thing. And
so can the Jags then.
Yeah. And I would agree. Like, I think that, listen, the next 4 games for the Jets ain't the NFC like the Jags are playing. They're going to New England. They got Houston. That's a tough game. But they're at Arizona, and they got Indy.
Who, the Jets?
Yeah, those 4.
Those are who the first 2?
New England, Houston, Arizona, and Indy. They're home against Houston and home against Indy.
And we have a tough 4 games, and I think that both of us will go 2-2.
Yeah, okay.
I don't trust the Jets. The
That's
Jets
fine.
stink.
Then
they don't just lose, Hick.
Oh,
They get hammered.
No, that's not true. They lost to Denver by a point. They missed a field goal to win.
At home.
They lost to Minnesota by 6. 23-17 on a late. No,
at there. Okay.
Was it home?
I thought it was the opener. No, or was that the Giants?
No,
maybe Minnesota.
A couple
went
weeks
to
ago.
Okay.
Yeah. They lost to, but it was at MetLife.
Yeah, it was at MetLife.
Yeah. They lost to Buffalo by 3. So they got hammered last night.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
But last night's hammering is not as bad as losing at home to Denver with the season still going.
Understood.
That's the Cleveland loss for the Jags.
Yeah.
They're the Jags.
Yeah, you get to.
They're absolutely the Jags. They're 2-5. They're not playing as well as they think they should. They have losses that should have been wins.
Do they have? Okay, they're the Jags record-wise.
Yeah.
Who's got a better roster? Who's got a better roster, Jets or Jags?
I don't know.
Jets.
Jets.
Yeah.
Jets
for sure.
They got the best corner in the NFL.
Okay, listen, we play. Okay,
they got dogs that we always claim who are our dogs.
Okay,
they got
where
dogs.
are these dogs when it comes to wins and losses?
I didn't ask that. I said who's got a better roster on paper. To me, it's the Jets by far.
And you might be right. I don't know if it is the Jets by far. I mean, if you go across the board,
they got 3.
Yes.
They're
all pros on defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
3.
Last year's all pros.
Yeah. 3.
Sauce Gardner, by the way, probably out for the year.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
No, he went back in.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a text that it looked like an ACL.
Yeah. He went back in.
Okay, I didn't catch that.
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive.
I had the baseball on one.
We would have heard. Now, who is out for the year? Deshaun Watson's out for the year. But we got to take a break. We're way over. We'll come back. We'll keep it rolling. Freddie T on a plane.
Yeah, so we're going to have a busy Tuesday tomorrow.
I guess Tuesday, Wednesday. E will figure it out. Putting that one on E.
Yeah, well, maybe Freddie on Wednesday.
It might be. I don't know. We'll figure it out. This is The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
If offense and defense don't win the game, sometimes it's up to the special team.
And here comes the field goal team. They've got to hurry.
After the game, catch the Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game. Live generously and life will treat you royally on 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Beaches Dermatology. Oh, I've been going there for a long time. Lots of years, decades, in fact. And, man, I can't say enough good things about Drs. Boudreaux and Drs. Metz. Great men, great guys. Take care of your skin. They care about you. The ladies up front are so nice. You know, they check you in. They help you out. Appreciate them. Shout out to them. Shout out to Beaches Dermatology. And Beaches Dermatology wants to remind you, man, take care of that skin of yours. You know, if you need that Mohs surgery, go see Dr. Fader. But don't get to that point, all right? Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes it happens. If you see something on your skin, all right, go to Beaches Dermatology. If you're out in the sun for a lot, wear a hat, wear a long sleeve, wear sunscreen. Be smart. And if you do need to go, just go online at Beaches Dermatology and make an appointment. BeachesDermatology.com.
Here, hoping everyone had a profitable betting weekend on MyBookie. And guess what? You have an absolute treat tonight with a Monday night doubleheader. The Ravens go to Tampa and play the Bucs with an over-under point total already at 49.5. The Ravens defense is a pass funnel on MyBookie right now for a same-game prop parlay. If Baker Mayfield gets to 260 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, it returns $246 on a $100 bet. I really like those odds with how the Bucs offense is buzzing. The Chargers, meanwhile, visit the Cardinals, and they're going to try and slow the game down and run it all day because that's what Jim Harbaugh likes to do. I'm betting the under 44 game total. MyBookie has the best sign-up bonus in the industry, folks, for Florida bettors. Our listeners can sign up and use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your first deposit up to $1,000. Promo code 1010XL to claim your double deposit bonus for Monday Night Football. Bet anywhere, anytime, and make your season a winning season with MyBookie.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Let's start the debate. Why would someone buy a new car from you? We have an exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new vehicle. We offer a competitive wow price plus free oil changes. How much will someone get for their trade? We offer more than $4,000 over KBV value. Well, we never lose a trade over price. Okay, when is the best time to buy a car? Right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter which side you pick. At Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet, you get it all. Let us show you why we're the winning vote.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Ackerman Cancer Center offers women's health, diagnostic, and screening services, including contract-enhanced mammography and total body MRI. Early detection is the key. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What?
Huh? I'm so over this."
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Call State Farm agent Joe McGee in Jacksonville at 389-3592.
Start your Sunday off with a cup of Joe and some sports medicine intel. This is Joe C. inviting you to join me and Dr. George Bari for Breaking Bones every Sunday morning at 7:30. And if you miss an episode, just look for Breaking Bones wherever you listen to podcasts.
Integrity, persistence, and standing up for victims. It's what you want in a personal injury case and what my friend and lawyer Glenn Cohen brings to every case for over 40 years. Call Glenn at Barnes, Cohen & Sullivan.
They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jacks, so we gotta play like the experts we are. Now, who are we?
Roland Reach Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjacks.com.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now graduate making over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost are the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org, and you can apply there.
Apply by November 7th.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles, from complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Trevor drops. Looking, fires toward the goal line of Bigsby. Caught for the touchdown. Brian Thomas Jr. for the score.
Yeah, that was good. That was all good yesterday. It was a good win. It was one that had to happen just to keep afloat. You know, me and E a couple years ago, what do we want? E in the hunt.
In the hunt, baby.
And
small graphic in the corner.
Yeah, that's all we wanted, and that's unfortunately we wanted more than that this year. But that's where we need to be, and to get there, we're going to have to grab a win or two along the way here because we're still 3 games under 500. How many teams make the playoffs now from each conference? 7. Yeah, Buffalo. Now, look, the AFC East has only 1 team above 500. Okay? So that's 1. Pittsburgh 2. Baltimore 3. Houston 4. The Colts 5. Kansas City 6. The Chargers have a big game tonight, 7. The Broncos 8. Those are 8 teams who are above 500. But there's also 3 and 4 Bengals who seem to be on the come a little bit.
We're 2 games out of the wild card as we sit here.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, the Colts are 4-3. We have the tiebreaker over them. See, so the Colts are 4-3. The Broncos are 4-3. The Bengals, like you just said, 3 and 4. The Dolphins 2 and 4. The Raiders 2 and 5. The Jets 2 and 5. The Jags 2 and 5. Actually, now 3 teams in the AFC flat out worse. You know, one of them beat us, but nonetheless got
Browns.
3 at 1 and 6. Titans, Browns, and Patriots.
Yeah, those are bad teams.
I have a little pop quiz, E, please.
Oh, yes, sir.
Now you have a bit of an advantage.
Okay.
In this pop quiz, just a little bit of an advantage because you asked me a similar one. Maybe just a week or 2 ago.
Okay.
But I want to reset it because it's a little different. There are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 teams. 9 teams. 9 teams remain undefeated in college football.
Okay.
Major college football.
Okay.
9 teams. I need you to identify the 9 undefeated teams in major college football. And when I say major, they don't necessarily all have to be Power 5.
Well, like so
programs.
Army and Navy.
Sure, they can.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 2.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the AP Top 25 as the guide. Army's 23 at 7-0. Navy is 24 at 6-0.
By the way, I just, again, want to say it's by far my favorite story of the college football season.
Army and Navy?
I love it.
Well, the thing about Army and Navy now, which is starting to get a little interesting, they're not winning. They're beating the heck out of everyone they play.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like we're back in the 40s.
Yeah.
And by the way, Navy Notre Dame, I believe, this week.
Yeah, and Navy can beat them.
And by the way, in the 40s, Navy and Notre Dame had title implications, just as Army would have had.
And Army plays Notre Dame later.
Oh, do they have Notre Dame this year?
All right, so
meaning Army and Navy to knock the Notre Dame into the Gator Bowl.
Yeah, Army.
That's
Navy.
what the Luncher wants.
He wants the Gators to get the 6.
The Luncher, by the way, is Gator Bowl chairman. You'll be hearing from him coming up.
I think he starts either this week or next.
We're going to lift the curtain on the Luncher. He's going to have to go public with some of these ridiculous opinions.
Talk Brew Crew baseball and all kinds of things.
We will do none of that.
All right, Oregon is undefeated.
Oregon is undefeated. That's correct. So that's 3.
Penn State is undefeated.
Yeah, Penn State from the Big Ten is number 3 in the country. That's 4. Oregon's number 1 now, by the way. First time in 10 so years.
The U remains undefeated.
Canes are number 6. They're number 6. Florida's losses have come to 6, 7, and 14 this year. That's 5. You got 2 left. 2 left. No, 3 left. I'm sorry. 3 left. There must be 8. No, 4 left. Back to the original 9. Yeah, we have 4 left. 4 left. 4 undefeated teams.
Indiana's undefeated.
Indiana is 7-0 under Kurt Signetti, yet only number 13 in the polls.
Yeah, it's time to move them up a little.
Well, I got to beat
The
somebody.
only one they have left on their team, on their schedule, is Ohio State. They could literally be
one of the teams in the championship game.
Or in the
they go by their they can't put in a team that they just like more, right?
Yeah, their quarterback got hurt.
Oh, he did.
So they got to go to a backup quarterback.
By the way, this is bad for Friday 5-pack forecasting, but I didn't realize Georgia Tech didn't have their quarterback.
Yeah,
that probably was. Yeah, that was a mistake.
That was a mistake.
But again,
I was happy about.
I'm 8 o'clock Friday morning, firing 5 off and trying to get them to you guys with no technology. Oh, it's brutal.
I will say. Okay, I think I
2 left. I'll give you a major hint.
I don't need a hint.
No, there's 3 left. I'm sorry. Yeah, 3.
Okay,
3 left. I said I could give you a major hint.
No, I think I know that. I think Pitt.
Pitt 6-0.
Yeah.
Correct. They had a bye week, I think, this week.
Because we talked about that.
Yeah,
Remember?
I know.
That.
We did this before. Now there are 2 left. Or wait, did you just give me one of these? I'm not sure. You may have just given one.
I know one more.
Who?
They won late. BYU, I believe, is undefeated.
BYU, number 11 in the country, 7-0.
Yeah.
Their stadium is amazing.
Got one more.
I drove by that stadium in February.
Man.
Yeah.
Look at
Beautiful.
you guys in Provo. What's going on? What are you doing out there? Training?
Yeah.
Coast Guard training in Provo?
I was there.
Never been there.
I was there.
Okay, we got one more.
There's another one?
There's one more undefeated team.
Am I missing one?
You are. You're missing an undefeated team. This team has only beaten one ranked team so far this year, but they are a Power 5 team. They lead a Power 5 conference. This team, this is another reason. And listen, when you play comparative scores, it's a dangerous game to play. Never do it too much, but a team that looks really good right now in the comparative score game is Florida.
Uh-huh.
Like Florida has comparative scores that make it look like they're a top 15 type team. They're the way they went, not except for the losses now, don't get me wrong.
All right.
But Florida beat this team convincingly and then beat a team convincingly that this team just beat 38-35 this past weekend. Florida this team beat a team this weekend 38-35. The team they beat, Florida beat convincingly a few weeks ago.
Okay, so Florida beat UCF.
Yes.
Oh, Iowa State.
Iowa State.
And
that's kind of where I was, Florida just, and I get this nature for a Gator fan to just be, that's it, AE, we can close her down. Appreciate it. I get Gator fan for being more than apprehensive about showing any kind of optimism of getting even toe deep into this Billy Napier water. I get all that. Mm-hmm. And so, the argument of, well, the Gators do this every year, they beat a team. No. And look, this Kentucky, lesser Kentucky teams have beaten Florida easily the last 3 years. This Kentucky team is not this Kentucky team won at Ole Miss. This Kentucky team lost at home to Georgia by a point.
Yeah.
This Kentucky team was one of the best defenses in the SEC. Florida rifled them for 48 points. It's the best game they played under Billy Napier since he got there.
I was happy for Cormani McClain.
Yeah, I got to pick 6, and now we learn apparently he's like the model citizen and teammate down there.
He's been
at least what the players said after the game.
That's good. I thought that was terrific. You know who debuted in the top 25 this week? They got a big game coming up this weekend.
Debuted in the top 25?
Yeah, they haven't been in the top 20. I don't know when the last time they were in the top 25.
And it's not Army or Navy.
No. They've won 3 straight games.
Oh, I know who it is. I know exactly who you're talking about. They struggled a little bit on Saturday.
They did.
Vandy.
25th, and they play Texas on Saturday.
Okay. We're going to have a talk about the SP Plus rankings. Do you know what those are?
No, I don't care.
You don't?
No, because I don't like stuff like that. It's too much. It's kind of like when you tell me this guy's the number 4 rated.
Well, if the top 5 is Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia, blank, and so when does it lose its credibility for you? Like, I can give you the top 10 of this SP Plus, and you goes, oh yeah, that makes sense. You're going to find nothing in it that goes.
But I don't. What's different between
18? Florida's 18th in the SP Plus.
It's dumb. I can tell you.
You don't think Florida's as good as Vanderbilt? If Florida played Vandy this weekend, who do you think would win?
Vandy.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I think that Diego guy would give us fits.
Yeah. And he might.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I did mention that you were when you were off, we did this SP Plus a few weeks ago when Florida was at the time like 32nd, and you're like, I don't know what planet you're on. We look 90th, but now apparently we're up to 18th. And in case you're wondering, Gator fan, for those of you that do want to get optimistic and tell all your friends, hey, we're a top 20 team again. Yeah. The SP Plus rankings work like this. It's a tempo opponent adjusted efficiency ranking. Basically, it's intended to be predictive, and in other words, if you play bad against if you play good against a bad team and win the game, you don't get credit. If you play good against a good team, and if you lose the game, you'd get more credit than playing bad against a bad team.
Oh, when they beat Georgia, they'll probably be third in SP Plus.
Super. That's what I'm talking about. Back in the playoff conversation.
That's it. All right, this is the drill. It's on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
SP
my head's about to explode.
The weekly Pick'em contest. Make the best picks and win a pizza party from Salvatore's Pizza at Tapestry Park. Pick the worst. You'll still win some pizza, just not enough for a party. Brought to you by MyBookie. Make your picks at 1010XL.com.
Frank Granger here. There are trucks, and then there's the truck, GMC Sierra, with available features like the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. Nimnik Buick GMC has the largest inventory of GMC Sierras in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. This month, save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500s or enjoy rates as low as 0% APR financing. Head to Nimnik GMC today. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, Hicken here for America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 5 million active members. That's Prize Picks. Man, it's real simple. All you got to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and then you watch the winnings roll in. And right now, you get a free square with Ann Edwards, 1 point. Yeah, that's one winner right there. And when the picks hit, which they usually do, you get your money in as quickly as 15 minutes because Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals fast, safe, and secure. Make Sunday fun day, but you can play any day in Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app and use the code JAX, J-A-X, get $50 instantly when you play 5. That's code JAX on Prize Picks to get $50 when you play 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation, with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Whether you're navigating rush hour traffic or heading to the home team game on the weekend, remember, drive cautiously. If you find yourself in a fender bender, don't ignore those aches and pains. Injury Care Centers is there for you. Skip the urgent cares that treat colds and flus. They're not equipped to handle injuries. Go straight to Injury Care Centers. Call 904-783-0008. That's 904-783-0008. Drive safe, think Injury Care Centers, and go team.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Shaking things up a bit. Let's see what Carlo has to say.
The biggest thing that I received out of this Awaken 180 program was that I was able to get a best friend. And when I say that, I mean the person that I look to in the mirror every morning. I would walk by the mirror and not look. Now, the Awaken 180 program has given me the ability to look in the mirror, smile, and actually enjoy and appreciate the person I am. I went from, 301 down to 213. I've lost 84 pounds with Awaken 180.
84 pounds, and Carlo did it in under 4 months. Those, my friends, are the results you'll get with Awaken 180. Do what Carlo did, I did, Mike Dempsey, and hundreds of others in Jacksonville have done. Get back to liking the person you see in the mirror and choose Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Davey Beatrice from Beatrice Plumbing here. A lot of plumbing companies say a lot of things. We focus on what customers say. Like who a few weeks ago, Donna, said the entire experience was the best fix-it experience she ever had. Or Chris, whose hot water went out on a Saturday and he thanked us for getting it fixed that night. Because that's the difference when you hire a real plumber. They show up to fix the problem. So next time you need a plumber, remember Beatrice Plumbing. Because real plumbers fix problems real fast.
This is Greg Huntington, aka The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Go to WM.com/Duval.
She's seen and heard all over 1010XL's video and social channels.
Whether the big cats are at the bank or on the road, I'm there too. Follow my updates all season long, on air and online.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
In the Jag win over New England, head coach Doug Peterson liked the running of Tank Bigsby.
He's done a really good job for us. Going into the season, he's earned the right to be out there. He's earned, an opportunity and ran hard, ran tough. As they say, ran behind his pads. But the offensive line did a great job for him.
Head coach Doug Peterson, he'll be looking for the team to bring that same effort back home.
We've got to duplicate it. We got to duplicate the energy. We got to duplicate what we did over here.
Jag safety Andre Sisco used the post-game following the victory over New England to share how his teammates reacted to his comments from last week.
General reaction was, where you're talking about somebody in particular. And once that kind of cleared the air, I would say the conversations were productive.
At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update, I'm Sam Nelson.
XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, welcome back. It's 8:48. Cruising along here on a Monday. Trevor Lawrence, last 3 weeks have been really good. 74% completion percentage, 266 yards a game, 5 touchdowns, only 2 picks, 110 rating. That's what you need out of your guy. I mean, that's kind of football that we expect him to play, and he's been playing it, and it's been good.
And the only thing that you could listen, the only thing is that he was at his worst. He's capable of playing that way. We got a lot of gears we're grinding here to try and get good. So I do feel this, man. I've never felt this strongly in 30 years of Jaguar football, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's because rarely have I had a team where it could break either way. Most of the time, they're just bad. We can hope against hope that it'll break the right way, and it never does because they're terrible. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like all those years of 5-11, 4-12.
Mm-hmm.
You can hope that, okay, this week it has to break. No. This team, though, has got enough talent that they're not as dead at 2-5 as, if you had to rank the 2-5 starts in Jaguars history, with the chances of that team having a successful year, they'd probably be number one in the power ranking. Maybe 2000 if they were 2-5. I don't think they were.
Yeah.
So, that being said, when it was 10-0, after a week where accusations of quitting were leveled and coach's reaction to it and all up in our feelings.
Jaguars in 2000 were 2-5.
Okay. And that team probably had...
Actually, we're 2-6.
Yeah, probably had enough that you could have at least... Who was the 2-6 game? 2-5, who were they playing?
2-5, we lost to Washington.
Where? Here?
Here, 35-16.
That's the R.J. Soward game, isn't it, where he fumbles the punt?
Then we went and won in overtime in Dallas. We get to 3-6. Then we lost to Seattle. Then we beat Pittsburgh to get to 4-7. We beat Tennessee 5-7. We beat Cleveland 6-7. We beat Arizona 7-7.
Oh, wow.
We were back.
Oh, no.
And the Bengals and Giants got us.
Yeah.
7-8, 7-9.
So, that probably would be number one because of the talent.
This could kind of be that type of year.
Yeah, it's kind of that kind of. And but I do know this. Starting in 2001, we went bye-bye. I don't think this team goes bye-bye next year. I still think it's fixable.
1,400 yards rushing that year and 12 touchdowns.
Yes. About what Bigsby and Etienne will combine for.
Yeah. Stacey Mack chipped in with 145 yards on the ground. Brunell scrambled his way to 236. So Jimmy had 91 catches. Keenan had 94 catches. Kyle Brady had 64 catches.
Back to the point I was going to make.
Yeah.
Down 10-0. I know the guy said, this shows you we don't quit. They look like they were quitting to me. I would have been wrong. I like the demeanor, the body language, the slumped shoulders, not stopping a rookie quarterback, being down 10-0.
Not look good.
I felt like I was at the cliff's edge. I was looking over. I was about to say my farewells and just dive into the abyss.
Yeah.
And they were going to lose. They were going to be the worst team in the league. We were going to win 3 or 4 games.
I think it was
coaches were going to be fired today, Dan. There was a time in the end of the first quarter I wondered if we were going to have an uncomfortable conversation today about whether Doug Peterson would have a job when they landed.
I think it was somebody's not getting on the plane game at that point.
Maybe this can be the CTJ, man. Maybe this is it.
Mm-hmm.
You're losing consistently. You're playing bad again in London. The worst team in the league has got you 10-0. Offense, it's time to move the ball. It's time to score. If it had been left to the defense's devices, we would have lost yesterday being 1-6. The offense down 10-0 finally responded. We finally showed that we're not fragile yesterday, Dan. That's probably the biggest positive, no?
Yeah, that was good. Now, again, if it's Green Bay and it's 10-0, it ain't going to be pretty.
Don't disagree. We got to play
New England.
It's time. Listen, we won a game yesterday.
Yeah.
We're still not playing winning football. When you play winning football, when you win the battles of time possession and turnover, and when you play winning football consistently, then you can get on a roll.
I'm going to do this. I'm not doing this to make, because you have great football knowledge, okay? So I'm not doing this to make you look silly, okay? I couldn't do it either. But and you watched him yesterday. But this is how lost I am with this football team in terms of who the heck they are. I mean, it ain't Tom Brady anymore. Can you name me 6 starters on that New England team from yesterday?
Oh, New England?
Yeah.
Drake May.
Okay.
Stevenson,
okay.
running back.
Yep. That's 2.
Demario Douglas.
Yeah, that's 3. He's from Jacksonville, by the way.
That's
so
right.
Shout out.
Mandrin.
Yep.
Who played yesterday or just in general? Jabril Peppers, does that count?
No, because he's suspended
he's in jail. He's in the Hoosca.
All right.
That's a good one. But
I'll give you one. The tight end. You can get him. The tight end.
Hooper.
No, okay. Well, he's the backup.
He's a backup, but I'll take him.
And Hunter Henry.
Yeah, Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
And
is that 5?
It's tough.
Yeah, you could probably. Yeah,
I know the corner from Oregon.
Christian Gonzalez.
Christian Gonzalez. Yeah,
there you go.
And you got Barmore. Christian Barmore still in the
D-line. There.
Well, he didn't play yesterday.
No.
He's a starter for the Patriots. He must be injured or something.
He's been out with
I'm just saying that. Oh, you're saying in yesterday's game? Yeah.
He's not starting.
Well, Barmore is hurt. He's definitely a starter when he plays.
What?
But anyway, it doesn't matter.
That is a.
Yeah.
I mean that offensive line. Are you kidding me?
Oh no.
Who are those guys?
No.
Well, that's on good teams. It's hard to name the line, but to your point, dude, when you can't name more than a couple of receivers on a roster,
name a linebacker. I didn't know any of those guys.
Yeah.
Keon White's a guy I remember from Georgia Tech. He's a good football player. I think he's good. And Duggar, I remember because I think he went to Lenore-Rhyne and he's had a good But, man, I don't –
Willie McGinnis?
Yeah, exactly. Mike Vrabel, Teddy Bruschi. I mean, this is a team that is
one last little note.
Wow.
One last note before we go to break.
Yes.
Because we dang near guaranteed promised the degenerates to make this bet. And, boy, it looked like we had just stolen every bit of IRA fortune from anyone that listens to us. But Gators over 4.5 back in play. At least there's that.
Yeah.
Remember the 4.5 seemed so obscene, and then you watched Florida play the first 3 weeks, and you're like, yeah, they're not getting past 3.
Yeah.
So at least that's back in play. Anyway, let's take a quick break. It's the Monday Morning Quarterback, divorcemenonly.com.
He may have started his career somewhere else, but he found his home in Duval.
Join me, Jeff Loggeman, for Check the Tape Tuesday on Jaguars Today.
Brought to you by Jack's Napa Auto Care Group.com. Go to the pros Napa know-how on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group
in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting. The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Hey, looking for ways to give back this October? Golf Tea Repair and 2 Tip Mice Vodka have teamed up to make every swing and sip count. Together, they're hitting breast cancer hard with a special campaign. If you don't know 2 Tip Mice Vodka, you should. They're locally owned and distributed right here in Jacksonville. And all day, every day, 2 Tip Mice Vodka donates $2 for every bottle sold to their foundation. For the month of October, GolfTeaRepair.com will donate 15% of every sale to 2 Tip Mice Foundation as well. Use the code Swing and Sip for an additional 25% off your order to help fund the most important cause. Support those in the fight at Swing and Sip, 25% at checkout at GolfTeaRepair.com, GolfTeaRepair.com. Together we tee it up for a change. Swing, sip, and support with Golf Tea Repair and 2 Tip Mice Vodka.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
When my wrist pain was acting up and I needed help, I took Dan Hicken's advice and headed over to see the experts at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. This is Stuart Moore with the PGA Tour. I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whenever you have a need, they took great care of me. They'll take great care of you.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Small business, big target. Double Check provides AI-powered cybersecurity solutions to small businesses so you can keep your eye on the ball. Book your free consultation this month for 10% off your first 6 months. Visit doublecheck.com today.
Fear the Spear.
Plant your spear and get the latest news and notes from Tallahassee.
It's all about Tomahawk Nation on the Seminole Report. Brought to you by your local Ag Pro, your home team on 1010XL.
Mia here, hoping everyone had a profitable betting weekend on MyBookie. And guess what? You have an absolute treat tonight with a Monday night doubleheader. The Ravens go to Tampa and play the Bucs with an over-under point total already at 49.5. The Ravens defense is a pass funnel on MyBookie right now for a same-game prop parlay. If Baker Mayfield gets to 260 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, it returns $246 on a $100 bet. I really like those odds with how the Bucs offense is buzzing. The Chargers, meanwhile, visit the Cardinals, and they're going to try and slow the game down and run it all day because that's what Jim Harbaugh likes to do. I'm betting the under 44 game total. MyBookie has the best sign-up bonus in the industry, folks, for Florida bettors. Our listeners can sign up and use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your first deposit up to $1,000. Promo code 1010XL to claim your double deposit bonus for Monday Night Football. Bet anywhere, anytime, and make your season a winning season with MyBookie.
If you want someone who will pump out the problems, vote for the Duck.
Call DuckDuckRooter, your 5-star Google-rated septic company. DuckDuckRooter.com.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Rick Ballou for
Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Brian Wall here with Window World. You know that awesome feeling when you finally find that one place to go to that will give you a top quality product at a great price and then stand behind what they sell you? That's exactly what Window World does. Top quality, energy efficient windows at a great price that keeps more of your money in your bank account. With the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business. That's why Window World has been the #1 window replacement company in the USA for years, selling more than 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years. That's a lot of satisfied customers, and you can be one too. Save money on installing new energy-efficient windows and save on your energy bills too. You can't lose. And if anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows ever, Window World and I will be there to make it right. Call Window World today or see them online and have them come and give you a free estimate and see why we are so proud of our products and the work we do for our customers. Call Window World or go online at windowworldneflorida.com. And thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Jack Pro Roofing. Florida head coach Billy Napier credits the veteran presence for some of the excellent performances that took place in the win over Kentucky.
So for Jaden Ball to observe Montrell Johnson since January, for DJ Lagway to observe Graham Mertz, that impacted tonight as much as anything.
For FSU in the loss to Duke, the Noles follow the pattern of administering self-inflicted wounds typical of losing teams, but hopefully learning, says head coach Mike Norvell.
The two explosives they had were, some things were self-inflicted that were opportunities for us to go and get better.
The Edward Waters football team dropped a close home meeting to the visiting Savannah State Tigers Saturday night at home. In the fourth quarter, an SSU receiver hauled in a deep 63-yard touchdown to edge Edward Waters. Savannah State recovered a fumble to widen their lead, a deficit the hometown Tigers couldn't overcome. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
It's 9:02 and it's 67 degrees. Your time and your tip is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Gookin Nation. It's another hour with Duval's Big Dogs of sports media. Dan Hicken.
Yes.
Jeff Prosser.
Blah, blah, freaking blah.
And E to the T.
E.T. is the GOAT producer.
All right, we're back. Thank you on the text line for reminding me. I don't know where my Guggen is, but somebody owes me $10.
Oh.
Is that what was the bet?
He said that the Jags would not win another game.
Is that what it was?
I believe that's what it was.
And I offered him $100. So I said, just to have fun.
100 for his 10.
Yeah, I said, I'll give
that's
you.
silly.
I'll give you 100. I don't. Was it just one game? Was that it?
I think that's because he said he was going to bring it in Monday morning, so it had to
Let's
be.
bring us $10 worth of food.
That's bring us breakfast, bro.
Yeah.
But pay up your best, my boy.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So. Listen. There are a couple of teams here that are.
904.
Let me ask you a question. Do the 49ers have bigger injury issues than the Chiefs? Because I'd say no. They're missing McCaffrey. What am I missing? What else are the 49ers missing at this stage? Going into yesterday's game. Now, I know they lost Debo. They lost Ayuk in the game. But I would suggest that the Chiefs, without their starting running back, the Chiefs, without their top two receivers, are just as banged up and injured and shorthanded as the Niners are. Yet, San Francisco at home, felt like they were dominated by the Chiefs. And I know they got within two a couple of times, but the Chiefs were clearly the way better team yesterday, and it's without Mahomes playing superhero.
Yeah.
So Mahomes is playing just average quarterback. I think my surprise here is with the Niners. Maybe they're not going to be a playoff team this year. Now it's a heck of a hard game. Don't get me wrong.
Super Bowl hangover when you lose. It's tough.
I mean, they've lost to the Rams and the Cardinals. Those are the ones that make you give you pause. And I still, for the life of me, I know he's doing a nice, funny little Uber Eats commercial with McConaughey. But has anyone seen McCaffrey anywhere close to playing?
Well, they got the Cowboys coming up, and then they go to Tampa. They got Seattle. They got the Packers.
Those
they
are
got
hard,
the Bills.
hard schedule.
Bears, the Rams, the Lions.
I think they've got 4 losses already. It sounded like you gave me 4 without having to stress.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Which, by the way, what about that? Could that division pull like an AFC South? Are we going to get to the end of the year and it's going to be the 8-8, the Seahawks against the 8-8 Niners?
Don't count out the Rams or the Cardinals. One of them could get
hot. Cardinals need to win tonight. They play one of 2 Monday Night Football games tonight.
What is going on with that?
I don't know.
This is the third time we've done
There's
that.
another couple still to come.
Are there?
Yeah. And I only know this because when we talked about the last little doubleheader, somebody said, there's more coming later this year.
No, there are.
It doesn't do it for me. I choose to watch one. And by the way, I tell you why. It's to push you toward the other, methods of watching games, which is coming. Like the Charger Cardinal, that's only ESPN Plus.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. You can't just go on your normal, streaming or cable or whatever. Ravens Bucks will be the
I tell you who
ABC game.
Everybody's kind of kicking in Lamar MV3 and all that. I'll give you an MVP candidate who I think should be getting is every bit as MVP as Lamar Jackson, and that is Jared Goff.
The guy's been so accurate, dude.
Oh, my God. That dude is balling.
What about a Josh Allen?
Yes.
Yeah.
15 touchdowns, no interceptions?
Yes, also true. But both of those guys, to me, only because Lamar's already won a couple, and they're 4-2, and they're better. They're better. They're a much better roster than Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
Detroit's really good.
Yeah, but to E's
Jared
point,
Goff,
to E's point,
yeah,
Josh Allen would win the MVP over Goff if they voted today.
Yeah.
Right, because he lost all his weapons.
Yeah.
They're still winning.
Every last one of them.
Yeah.
And he's got 12 touchdown passes. I guess you mean 3 touchdown runs, I guess, also. But no interceptions, which has been the big bugaboo for Josh Allen. His passer rating of 108.4 is second only to Baker. No, actually, Goff's is better at 111.5.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen's known for he'll let that thing go like Brett Favre. He'll sling it. He'll get those interceptions.
And here's another, right, in the past he has. You know who's the new Brett Favre? Actually, ironically, you know who it is?
Who?
It's Jordan Love. Who leads the NFL in touchdown passes and leads the NFL in interceptions.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's the new Favre. He's got, I say he leads. He's tied with Mahomes with 8 picks. The difference is Love has 15 touchdown passes in just 5 games, and Mahomes only has 6 touchdowns in 6 games.
Wow.
That's hard to believe, isn't it?
But,
But to your point, Goff has been terrific. I said that yesterday. This guy had a 18 for 18 earlier this year, and yesterday he went 19 for 20.
Oh yeah, he's I can't believe his percentage is only 73.6.
I expected to look and see 80.
Yeah.
That team is good.
They are good. They lost. They lost Hutch, but they are good, dude. They are good. So
I think we pointed this out about college football a few weeks ago. We thought with the 12 it was going to mean like a nice, tidy, easy to predict. And now that we get here and we see this just calamities that occur each and every week, it becomes more unpredictable than ever. It is going to be a fiery Selection Sunday. I think we're going to have more passion flow out on Monday than we do after March Madness.
Yeah, I don't quite agree. I know what you're saying, but
because you're going to have these 3s versus 2s, man, and you're going to in your head, you're going to strongly believe that you're.
The difference is, you guys. Well, you shouldn't have lost that game.
Yeah, but
you're 12th in the country. I don't care. Let's go. Let's play the playoff. In other words, if you're one of the top 4 and you're 13-0, and you're going, why are we getting left out? I get it a lot more.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You're 10-2 and you're 9-3. I think they're better. So what?
Yeah,
there will be a lot of teams.
I hear you saying that, but I promise you this: the year that Florida's 10-2 and they give
100%,
11 or 9-3 Texas a bid, it'll feel a lot different.
100%.
And I do think with all of these Power 5 teams that you think the champion's coming from seeds 1 to 4 this year. I'm not so sure. Like in the years past, I would 100% said he's coming 1 to 4. I'm not so sure this year.
Well.
Because let's understand now, the ACC and Big 12 are going to be 2 of those 4.
I'll take the top 4.
You'll take the top 4 seeds
against the field.
Yeah,
I would do that.
Yeah, I'm not ready to make a bet on it per se, but I'm not sure that I would.
I've got a revelation. If we want to welcome our caller on the Wiggle Wiggle.
Listen, if you have a special year, you always end up with those games, man, that make you nervous. Well, Miami's making a habit of it. This is 3 in a row that came down to a single possession.
Yeah, I didn't feel like
3 in a row they pulled out.
I didn't feel like Miami was ever in danger.
More
of losing
early,
the game.
that pick six that they had, like early in the game, was a kind of threw that whole momentum to me.
Yeah,
and then you get that 2-score lead, you always feel good.
But I do have a proclamation.
Okay.
Well, let's welcome in.
Well, that's all the welcome you need.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, you.
Great to be back.
Great to have
What's your proclamation, Dan? Before I get to whatever.
My proclamation is this: as now, and it's not set in stone right now, but I am willing to tell you that
I think proclamations go right to stone.
Well,
that's why it's a proclamation.
Then it's not a proclamation.
Okay.
It's an observation.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
But I would say to you right now that your guy is the Heisman Trophy leader. I think he's been the most consistently excellent player, and it's him and the running back from Boise and whoever else. But the rest of the guys have not. I mean, I watched a lot of him, Cam Ward. He did that same pass he did against the Gators.
Where he rolls out left. Yep,
oh,
he rolls
God,
out left.
Such a good throw. Back of the end zone. Yeah. Oof.
Let me ask you guys a question, because it seems this way to me, and maybe it's because of between NIL, transfer portal, the bigger playoff, so we're looking at the 12. It feels like that nonstop Heisman rating feature is less this year. Like, I don't feel the Heisman race being thrown at me constantly from week one.
SEC guys
Well, Jalen Milroe's gone in.
Joe, with all due respect, Joe, do you think I spend all day on the SEC network, or maybe do I look at?
You spend on ESPN. I'm saying ESPN.
Yeah, all right. I was just seeing. I'm just making sure that maybe you didn't think I just watched like the Florida Kentucky game, or maybe LSU Mississippi State, and wouldn't be aware if there were a Heisman candidate somewhere, like at Oregon or Penn State or somewhere. That's all.
Hey, would you guys ever have believed that Duke SMU would be a bigger game, I guess, in a conference championship than Miami Florida State?
Wow.
Did I see that Miami's a 21-point favorite?
Yes.
Is that the biggest
that guy
ever?
In Tallahassee needs to give Jordan Travis 80 of that $80 million.
Joe, is that the biggest spread in Florida's FSU Miami history? Do you know?
I wouldn't know.
I can't imagine Miami's ever been favored by 21 over FSU. Ever.
I think the win in 2002. I mean, it was 49-7 going into the fourth quarter. So I think probably so.
That was kind of the tail end of Bowden's where we are in 02. They're more of a 7-5, 7-6 team. Yeah, maybe. That's a big spread for a rivalry game.
And they're going to come to play. I don't think it's going to.
Yeah, they're terrible. You'll beat them 50-7, dude. 50, it's going to be dead.
Yeah. If they got any pride, if they have any pride, they're going to show up, and it's going to be tight.
Any pride, Joe? They've lost it at Duke and at SMU. What? No, there's no. They lost.
Hey, bro, you don't believe this, and I'm going to say this. Duke and SMU are not bad teams.
I'm not saying they are. They're not FSU. Stop it. I will take 22-0 all time.
What's the line in SMU Duke? Do you know?
Yeah,
because I'll take SMU big.
I will too. Yeah, me too.
That's Rhett, man. The thing is, Manny, I mean, those were our two coordinators. Rhett was our offensive coordinator. Manny was our defensive coordinator. So they have, they know each other, I would think. They have
that's a good point.
Every day in
add
practice,
some spice to it.
Should be a good game.
Man, I can root for Duke and SMU. I like the underdogs, and those two 6-1 teams are certainly a big part of the. Duke's got to be kicking themselves for losing to a Georgia Tech team that's not great. I mean, they're not terrible.
Yeah.
And lastly, I was home, man. We got Dennis. I don't know what pictures Dennis Allen has of Mrs. Benson or whoever, but I mean, this guy should have been fired.
You guys are off the
I've never seen the Dome. I've never left the game early. And everybody left the Dome, like at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't know how they went from being like the talk of the league and this unstoppable team to they can't win a game. It's been amazing.
Injuries are.
For sure. I get it.
But Dennis Allen ain't going to help you. You should be able to scheme. I mean, everybody gets paid as coaches to kind of do that when your linemen get hurt and your cornerbacks get hurt and stuff.
That was the Broncos you were playing, too. It wasn't like you were playing,
Right.
Sean
they're getting better.
It was Drew Brees night. Drew Brees, we honored Drew Brees there, and then Sean Payton was returned. So
Denver's going to the playoffs
Allen
this year, aren't they?
Sean Payton.
It looks like they are. I mean, this guy's going to take.
I don't know.
This guy's going to take Bo Nick. They're 5-2. I don't care if they're 2. Oh, they are. I thought they were 5-2. Never mind. I thought they were 5-2.
He had two guys open on the left. He literally underthrew one guy and overthrew the other guy at the same time. Bo Nix is the worst quarterback I've ever seen.
Wow,
Seriously.
that's saying a lot.
He can run. Kirby Freeman-esque.
Oh, no, he didn't.
We got to let him go.
Then he'll win the Heisman.
That's not fair to put that on anyone. Yeah, come on. SMU, 11.5-point favorite.
Yeah.
At Duke. So, no, I'm not touching that.
No.
That's too many.
That's a lot of
At Duke, that's a lot.
That's a lot of
I mean, when you go to Duke, it's a lot like Cameron Indoor. You better, especially with the crowd size, real similar.
You got to be ready to play.
Sure.
You got to be ready to play.
Yeah. There's some big games in college football this week, though. Big ones. SEC, you talking about SEC, and, it's funny. We just stopped the world for Georgia, LSU. Georgia, Texas. We stopped the world for Georgia, Alabama. We'll stop the world when Texas plays. But LSU and Texas A&M play this week, Dan. And it's actually the matchup of undefeated SEC teams.
Yeah.
LSU is 3-0 in the SEC. Texas A&M is 4-0 in the SEC.
I love that.
One of these two could very likely be in the SEC championship game.
Oh, yeah. The winner.
Yeah. Now they have to finish, but could be. What's actually going to happen when we have like 4 one-loss teams?
Oh, we might this year.
And that's what I mean. How did even?
I was watching the end of, speaking of SEC, I was watching the end of Alabama, Tennessee, and Tennessee won, and congrats, Charlton. He got mad at me because I told him the refs. Charlton is a big ref guy. Always blames the refs. Always blames the refs.
Well, that sounds smart to me.
And so Alabama did not get calls, man. And normally I agree with those who say Alabama seems to get the calls with the SEC officials. But there was a sequence where, first off, James Pierce Jr. was offsides by about a yard and no flag. Right in front of the guy.
We were at an event.
I'm watching it on TV, and I'm like, if your job is to look at the ball, the line of scrimmage, how do you miss that? That was one. And then there was a altercation between a defensive back and a receiver. And it was totally on.
Yeah, they got the second guy. I did see that.
Well, it was the receiver, whatever happened, the play's over. And then the defensive back from Tennessee goes right into the face of the receiver. First off, you can't do that. That's a penalty.
That's called taunting.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. But they don't throw a flag. And so the receiver then goes, man, get out of here, and shoves him. Okay? Then the defensive back not only shoves back, swings at him. And they flag the Alabama kid and back him up 15. It was go time. Now, Milroe was so bad.
He did not have a good game.
That he is struggling, man, since the Georgia first half.
There's a guy who was going to win the Heisman after the Georgia game.
Oh, yeah.
He gone.
I
think Ward feels like Miami has to go undefeated, but they might.
They might.
Yeah.
They might. Now you can bring in Charlton K. Gainey on the Wiggle Wiggle. Good morning, Charlton K. Gainey. Congratulations. Did you smoke a stogie?
Woo! I smoked 3 stogies.
3 of them? Wow.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
As I consumed mass quantities of bourbon.
No, you didn't. You drank hard?
I did drink hard.
Look at you.
Absolutely.
All right.
That was when you got to celebrate.
Okay.
And by the way, let's back up for a second.
Yes, sir.
The officiating in that game, the officiating anywhere.
Well, we don't need to have this discussion. I already know you. We don't have to share it. You're wrong, but you can't see. That's okay because you're a fan, and I'm cool with that. But
let me ask you.
Yeah.
When their guy, the running back, sticks his hand into the defensive back's face mask, pulls his helmet down, and then the defensive back defensive himself reaches up on the way down.
Offsetting.
And has his hand.
Offsetting.
Yes, he's been offsetting. But it wasn't that. It was 15 yards on Tennessee, set him up first.
You need to worry more about your quarterback and the fact that he can't hit wide open guys 30 yards down the field.
Well, that's, 6-1, pal.
Yeah, there you go.
I tell you what you don't have to worry about in all seriousness, and the Tennessee, Josh Heupel is a good coach, and you got to get a good coach that can match wits. And I know Florida's been down a bit, but 16 years before Heupel got there, Tennessee was 2-30 against Florida and Alabama. And in the 3 years he's been there, he's 4-2. And Alabama has been good. I know Florida's been a bit down, but that's also the monkey on the back game. So Heupel in 3 years has doubled the total of wins against Florida and Alabama.
And that's fine, but Gainey here, Charlton K is more upset with Coach Doublechin because he's gone 3 straight games with his high-powered offensive scoring 0 in the first half. But he's got a defense, and that keeps him in games.
Either way, a coach wins or loses, and he's won.
We got to have a defense, and he put the defense together.
That's true.
And that's what it takes. You can't win without – we had all that great offense. You could, you get beat.
Right.
So we're there, and, hey, we still got games to go. We just got to go get the next one, and we're going to get the next one.
Who we got?
Congratulations to the Gators. I think you need to extend Billy for 10 more years.
Listen to me. We don't need your congratulations. Take your win and get out of here. Come on, get him out of here. Kill that. We got to go to break. We'll come back with more on those. So that's just ridiculous. Congratulations to your game. I got Georgia fan. I'm actually more worried about you guys in Tennessee. Y'all leave us alone. All right? Leave our pitiful little pillow fighting squad alone until we actually muscle up, put some brass knuckles on, and beat up somebody.
Y'all been taking peas on us for years. We win a game.
Yeah. Aren't they cute? I'm happy for Florida. Good for them.
Yeah.
Bleep off.
Get closer to campus and the biggest games of the weekend.
I'm Matt Hayes. We'll break down the players, games, and storylines
on the Bueller Air and Plumbing College Kickoff, Friday evening at 6. Brought to you by Sonny's Barbecue on 1010XL.
Make your dream of living in luxury a reality in Lennar's newest 55 and up active adult community, Edenbrook at Highland Trail. Located in the heart of Green Cove Springs, Edenbrook offers world-class amenities with a dedicated activities director and homes starting in the high 300s, with rates as low as 3.99% and up to $50,000 in flex cash on our new Edenbrook homes. The time to buy is now. Call 904-643-3750 to find out more. Your life of luxury awaits in Edenbrook at Highland Trail by Lennar.
Hey, Hicken here. Couldn't be any happier to be part of the Georgia Moore Chevrolet family. And when I say family, I mean it. That's how you'll be treated when you visit that beautiful showroom off Atlantic Boulevard. You'll find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And, you know, I got my boy Blue, the Blue Silverado. I love it. But if you want a car, a truck like me, an SUV, an electric, a pre-owned, Georgia Moore Chevrolet's got it. If you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, that's still no problem. Georgia Moore Chevrolet has morechevy.com. Morechevy.com. So easy to navigate. You'll see all the vehicles, sales, service, parts. Never been more easy to use. Georgia Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website customtreesurgeons.com. That's customtreesurgeons.com and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley.
Hi, Ken.
Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see. Hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Oh, is it that lime scale stuff that makes my taps all crusty? That's right, Dennis. And a water treatment system from Bueller Air and Plumbing will eliminate troublesome lime scale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool.
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Hey, Jacksonville Koozies, it's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals, dine in with beer and wine, and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Go with me, baby. Salvatore's! Jewelers.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and GIA-certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $2,300 per ounce and hasn't seen this level in over 13 years. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
He was a favorite on the field.
Cardiac cast, thank you, baby.
And he's back on 1010XL. Former Jaguars QB David Garrard joins Jaguars Today to talk Jags.
Mondays on 1010XL.
Brought to you by WaterboyJax.com.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
This is Walker Little of your Jacksonville Jaguars for Kingfish Pest Control. I've been a Kingfish customer for a while now and can confirm that their service is incredible. Not only do they protect my family from pests, Kingfish's office staff is the friendliest around. They even email me a photo of the tech before arriving at my home. Kingfish Pest Control is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Be sure to enter their Swat That Kick sweepstakes for free pest control for 3 years. Go to kingfishpest.com and tell them Walker Little sent you.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, welcome back. 9:27, Jags are winners, baby. Good news. 2-5 on the season. We'll take it at this point. We wish it was 5-2, but it's not. Like, I will say this, they did look yesterday more like a 5-2 team than a 2-5 team. That's what we would have expected if the Jags were 4-2 going into the game yesterday. That's how I would have. Maybe they have a slow start, but then they fix the ship and they cruise to victory.
The better team bounces back.
That's
the whole way.
That's what I would have expected from a team. So in that respect, you could say they played better, more like.
What was strange
team.
about yesterday is how I was sure they were losing the game.
Yeah,
like they look like okay, the fragile narrative, the quitting narrative, it's all real. The losing the locker room narrative, yes, that's there. With everything here apparently just hanging in the balance, they came out so, especially defensively, so bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's a terrible offense that hadn't scored an opening possession touchdown all year.
Yeah.
An offense that I believe was the worst in the league points per game going in. That's a terrible offense with a rookie quarterback making his second career start, and the defense let him go right down the field, convert third downs, and take a 10-0 lead. And I thought, well, that's it. It's just fell apart faster than you could even imagine. We'll be having conversations tomorrow about if and when Doug Peterson's fired.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that's what it felt like. It felt like we were about to lose this game, be the worst team in the league, and maybe Peterson doesn't survive.
Yeah.
We're going to get to the point here where big names don't survive. Coordinators aren't going to be enough anymore. We're going to get to the point where GMs and coaches and reshuffling the ranks and rumors of other NFL people coming in here into our front office, some of which I know you guys have heard and asked about out there.
Yeah.
I mean, that those things become real today if the 4 quarters go like the first did.
Is there a former Jaguars running back that plays backup running back for the Packers?
For the Packers?
Yeah, because it seemed like those boys, when they play Jags, they find their way in the end zone.
To Michael Hasty.
Yeah, after Gumbawale did it for Houston.
Yeah.
No Packer Jag ties, I don't believe. I don't know. Where's Jimmy Robinson? He's still bouncing around somewhere.
Right?
Jimmy might be up there.
I've got something that would stump y'all just so much. We've talked about it. I don't want to do it as a pop quiz. It could perfectly find as one. How about this Daly's Double Take is what it is. It's a Daly's Double Take. Brought to you by The Dash. I'm looking at the current active odds to win the regular season MVP in the NFL.
Okay.
Who's your leader at 3.5 to 1, plus 350?
Well, we just talked about it.
Well, who is it?
Josh Allen.
Yeah, no, it's not. He's 5 to 1. He's second.
All right. Jared Goff.
Jared Goff is fourth. He's 8 to 1.
Then it's probably
MV3.
No, I bet you it's probably Patrick Mahomes.
Lamar Jackson MV3 is 5 to 1. No, at 3.5 to 1, Patrick Mahomes, your MVP.
It's something about him, man.
I mean, would anybody put anything on that?
No, but that's what they're trying to get you to do. I guess. Yeah.
Well, if they're going to try to get you to put money on it, they're going to give you better odds. You got to be an idiot to put money on a guy who's got 6 touchdowns, 8 picks. Like, he can't get to MVP from there, can he?
Right.
No, that's just strange.
So. Again, so there's an article out today, and this is good news for the Jags, and because we have played like it was a battle of the bad yesterday. It was 2 1-5 football teams. It was nothing to get excited about. If you're not a Patriot or Jag fan, you're probably not even. You might have it on in the background as you started your Sunday morning. But the question was, what are the NFL's worst teams in 2024 and beyond, which need to rebuild? And Bill Barnwell, who likes to do these deep dives, came up with 6 teams.
Okay.
6 teams that are the worst teams in the NFL.
Okay.
And we're not in it.
Yeah, and
we shouldn't be.
No.
But we've played like that.
That's fair, though.
We've earned what we got. But the Browns, the Giants, the Panthers, the Raiders, the Saints, the Titans. Man, my man Minshew.
You need to mention the Patriots.
No. My man Minshew looked
That's
defeated
Minshew.
yesterday.
Yeah, that's who he is, isn't it? He can look great for a play or this, but he's just not near good enough.
His body language was terrible when I was looking at it. Yeah, it was just
I
weird.
watched some. I was mostly watching the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
I didn't do as much red zone in the late window.
But yeah, the Browns. Now the Browns, what do they do? Because they got some good football players on that team, but Browns, Giants, Panthers, Raiders. By the way, one other thing. What are the Panthers doing? Put the kid back in the game.
That's fair.
You're terrible.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that's fair. You're wasting time here. It's silly.
That's
and
dumb.
Dalton wasn't playing it. Now, granted, listen, dude, I'll tell you this about Minshew. You want to know why his demeanor's bad? Because they say hike and he runs for his life.
Yeah.
The same thing with Dalton yesterday. They say hike and he runs for his life.
Yeah.
There is no quarterback that can be effective playing that way. He doesn't exist. Ask Patrick Mahomes, who's getting pressured without receivers and is having trouble being productive. So, yeah. By the way, I'm reminded, Jordan Love, who I said leads the league in both picks and touchdown passes, and you're right, that we call that a Jameis.
Oh, yeah.
You pull a Jameis if you do that. When you lead the league in both.
The 30-30.
Yeah, the 30-30 club. That'll probably never be joined again.
But I don't think that Jordan Love is Jameis.
Gosh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The Titans are on that list, though, and the Titans are there because they don't have a quarterback, right? And they spent a lot of money in free agency, and they're not better. So they got problems.
Ooh, they took a problem off our hands.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only imagine that in our system we would not have seen this fall off from Calvin Ridley like the Titans have gotten, but that might be the worst free agent deal done all off season. Right?
Yes.
They paid that guy $20 million a year, didn't they? What did they pay him?
$93 million, I think.
Yeah, wasn't it more than 20 a year?
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, $20 million a year. The dude's got 12 catches. We're 6-7 games in. It's got to be it's one of the worst free agent deals in the history of the league.
It's not good.
It's way worse than not good for sure. Want to talk to your buddy Mac here before we
Sure, I love Mac.
Head away and come back for our final segment. Activate the board there, I got some issues over here.
Wiggle, wiggle. Hello, Mac.
Hey, fellas. We're not beating the Packers right now. I'll take 5-12 and Travis Hunter right now.
Oh, okay. Mac,
he's slight, man. I don't know if he's big enough to
I like that, Mac, but I got to tell you, man, we got to start building from inside out a little bit, Mac. We need some big boys. We need some linemen, offensive and defensive linemen.
Yeah. Well, let's do this. Let's do it. I thought about that too, Dan. I thought about that. Let's take Travis Hunter and just get after him Get all offensive linemen and defensive linemen. Let him be the only skilled player we get, and after him, get all OLs and deals. That's one more. Bring back Clown Balky and bring back Doug Peterson. My thing with Doug Peterson is you don't get rid of Doug Peterson after 3 years.
All right.
And in 2025, if we don't make the playoffs, blow it up.
Mac, I love it, but you're bringing me down with draft talk.
Oh, boy. See you, Mac.
Did he just do that? Did he just go there?
No, I can't. This Travis Hunter #1 pick. Y'all are getting way too much into the hype here. He's not a big enough man. Like, just not big enough to be the #1 pick in the draft. I don't know. I'm worried about him holding up.
Yeah.
He's not tiny. Don't get me wrong. But receivers don't go #1. Cornerbacks don't go #1. I just don't see Travis Hunter being the #1 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
If that's what he was saying, by the way. And by the way, that's probably not what he said.
No, he said 5 and 12.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, if you're picking 6, then heck yeah. He's been a great player, but he has been banged up a lot. Colorado and Deion keep winning.
We got to take a break, right?
Yes, we do.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll take a break, make the turn for home next right here on The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam.
Wow, John, my Clearwater sprinkler system looks great.
All right, Frank, let's go ahead and program your Rainbird timer. How many minutes do you want the zones to run?
John, I think we run from the front 20, the sides 15, the back 10, the garden 5. Clearwater scores!
Well, that's a first, Frank, but you're the boss.
Clearwater irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage to
ClearwaterJacks.com. Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Are you an experienced plumber or welder with MedGas certification and you're tired of being undervalued? It's time to make the move to local 234 plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. With the best pay in the business, you'll earn $36.50 an hour. With benefits, that's almost $50. It's not just a job, it's a career that values you. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer. Joint replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barry here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Barry Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to BarryOrthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Barry Orthopedics.
Before termites attack your home or business and cause costly damage, Terminix it. At Terminix, we know how to stop termites. These destructive pests have been around for millions of years, but before they show up, so do we. And their time is up. Don't live with a termite problem? Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyoublow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 21st, 1981, at the Baseball World Series, the Philadelphia Phillies beat the Kansas City Royals to win their first championship in franchise history.
Ladies and gentlemen, boaters and landlubbers, friends, four-legged and two, this is Lisa the Botanista with a huge announcement. Freedom Boat Club is opening a brand new 4th location. That's right, Freedom Boat Club St. Augustine Shipyard is now open. Now members can enjoy unlimited access at Julington Creek, Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine Comanche Cove, and St. Augustine Shipyard. Freedom Boat Club members also enjoy reciprocal access to over 400 locations across the world. There's never been a better time to join. We are offering our biggest discount ever to celebrate our brand new location. We own and maintain an entire fleet of boats. Join the club, and as often as you like, you can do water sports, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, sandbar hopping, dining on the water, or just cruising around town. Visit us at the St. Augustine Shipyard or stop by any of our locations to see what the Boatsierge experience is all about. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
I'm Frank Frangie for Ricketts Electric. Hurricane season is here, and now's the time to think about a home generator. My friends at Ricketts Electric can make sure your home always has power. They can install the perfect generator for your home and are even offering a 10% discount this month if you mention 1010XL. So call my friend Zach Ricketts today at 904-320-5960 or find them on Facebook. That's Ricketts Electric, the city's best power connection. Call them at 320-5960.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at goosehead.com.
If your IT, data security, and your office copiers are operating perfectly, you must have hired ABS, Advanced Business Solutions, as your technology partner.
Advanced Business Solutions.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars wide receiver Parker Washington electrified the crowd on Sunday in London.
Parker will field it all the way back at his 4-yard line to the 10-yard line, right up the middle of the field, 20, 25, 30, into the open field. Parker Washington along left sideline, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Parker Washington just brought it all the way back, and the Jags have extended the lead. How good is that?
Frank Frangie with the call in London. Parker Washington with the longest punt return touchdown in Jaguars history of 96 yards. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, welcome back to the program. Cooling down from a hot time by the Jacksonville Jaguars. A dominating victory over the New England Patriots. An impressive win. Nonetheless, as they took care of the Patriots 32-16, get to 2-5. Can't read too much into it. Got a lot of work to do, long way to go, but man, you'll take it. You'll take it anytime.
I'll put this in the cool down. It's kind of a similar story in Gainesville. And I said to Dan after the game the other night, I said I'm starting to think that we're actually not terrible, and I'm also not sure what I think about that. I'm not sure how I feel about that. There's probably a little bit of mixed feelings, but I cautiously optimistic that they're not the dumpster fire that it looked like they were. And Dan, this is a discussion that I don't know will have an answer. Maybe Georgia will kind of redefine while we're asking the question. But where this defense came from in Gainesville is beyond me. I literally think the first 3 or 4 games may have been as bad defense as ever been played in school history.
Yes.
And then, this isn't like giving up a lot of yards but no points. They're playing legitimately good defense, taking the ball away, third down. And that's been a big key. But I think the cool down's only going to last 13 days. A little program called Georgia, who no one believes in, will be here and take on the Gators.
Yeah, settle down, Curbs.
Yeah, I don't
Parker Washington, it was a 96-yarder, apparently,
Oh,
not
I thought
97.
Okay. I thought they officially called it 97 at the end of the day.
I think
Okay.
TV may have said
All right.
97. Now it looks like it's 96. So it hurts the average. He's averaging 41 yards per punt return after 3 punt returns for 123 yards. He's ahead of Devin Duvernay, who was brought here to return punts, 7 for 81. And he has a 53-yard punt return.
Well, he had the big one in the win. He was
Yeah.
one of the big plays.
Yeah.
So it's good to get it either way.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, but the Jags able to get it done, which is a good thing. And
I thought going for 2 there was odd.
What's that? At 21-10?
At 20-10.
Yeah, well, they got a penalty to move it to the 1.
I know. Yeah, I guess.
Anytime they do that, he'll go
I know.
for 2.
And by the way, I'd like to know what the Jaguars' success rate is on 3rd and 4th and 1 or less. I bet it's less than 50%.
Stuff rate.
We can't get a yard. It's so maddening. They finally, I thought, used a little confusion. I thought it was a good job. We had a conversion where Trevor, like they almost like quick snapped it, and he hit a lane and he dove forward rather than just handing it off. I know one thing doesn't work. 4th and 1, when we just straight hand off the ball, our guy does not get the yard, and the line can play, B+, A- football all day long, but on that particular play, we just tanked to F level. It seems like.
It tends to happen, doesn't it? So we had that long drive. We went 3rd and 2, 4th and 1.
Yeah,
and didn't get either.
It's just weird.
Yeah, didn't get it. But yet overall, we're running the ball great.
Overall, the offense now has kind of found a groove and a rhythm, and you feel like we talked about this earlier with this stretch that's coming up. You feel like the offense is going to have to carry him. We're going to have to go circa 2022 when wins over the Raiders and the Ravens and the Cowboys took 30, 35, 40 points to do. I think that's what they are going to have to do here for these next 4 in particular. You got the 4 NFC games in a row here, right?
Well, I say great.
Or is Texans in between?
No, we got 4 NFC games in a row. Then we got to bye. Then we got the Texans. Also, you got to keep grinding. You get back from London, you got to deal with all that in your body, and you got to play a game Sunday.
Have you seen the stat on how the Jaguars have performed after the London trip?
No.
I haven't either. I meant to look that up today. But last year, what happened when we came back from London? Anyone remember? We won the 2 games there, right? And that's
usually we have a bye week when we get back from London, so then it doesn't matter.
Here, I'm not sure if we did last year. But this is what concerns me a little bit.
Uh-huh. We must have won because we were hot, if you remember.
Here's the other side of winning, of staying there 2 weeks in a row. That's 2 weeks of biorhythm that you now come back from. I don't know if that matters. Maybe Doc can have an answer there.
We beat the Colts at home.
We came back and beat the Colts?
Yeah. Then we beat the Saints on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then we beat the
With
Steelers.
Trevor hurt. Remember, he got hurt in the Colts game.
So, yeah, we were
So we were fine. There was no adjustment, and that's 2 weeks there. Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
A game against the Packers is
a little bit different.
What y'all think about Ventrell talking to the team before the game? Ventrell Miller.
Did he do that?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Like getting them going.
Yeah.
That's what he was at Florida. It takes a while to get comfortable in your shoes on, just how much to talk, how vocal to be, right? I mean, when you're a young guy, you probably, a little bit slow to taking that over, but it doesn't surprise me that he would do that.
Mm-hmm.
He's been one of the pleasant surprises, hasn't he? I mean, I don't know about film grading and all that, but he seems to be around the ball.
Eye test for sure.
Making plays.
I don't know if he's a good coach, but I like New England's coach, Mayo. 2 things. Number one, they interviewed him after the first quarter. He's like, that's all well and good, but we got to finish, man. We're basically saying, big deal. We've done this before. And then at the end of the game, he says, we're soft.
He did.
He said, we're a soft football team, man. He called them right out, bro. It was great.
Yeah, you've had a good day against the opponent when you leave their coach calling his own team soft. I think that speaks to the 19 runs in a row and the performance along the especially by the offensive line across the line of scrimmage. That's a terrible defense, so I can't get real excited that after the 10-0 deficit, we only gave up 6.
Yeah.
It's giving up 16 there. It feels like he failed to a certain degree.
Yeah, interesting.
But I will give him credit for this. The narratives of fragility and losing locker room and chemistry and all culture. They all look. I would have bet a lot of money that was going to play out right in front of us at 10-0.
Yep.
And to see that turn was surprising to me.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
Mike Dempsey in the house. Jags today.
Good
Coming
morning.
up. Good morning. How are you?
I'm great.
Jags got a dub.
Oh, did they?
V.
That's baseball season.
Victory formation.
What's going on? I thought you guys talked a lot of baseball on the show.
We used to.
Oh,
the season's over for us.
What's this baseball he speaks of?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
No, Jack's got a dub, which beats the alternative, right?
Yes.
So,
it's kind of funny. Like, nobody's like, I mean.
No, I don't.
That's what you got to do, but
like
fool me once line, right?
I'm
not
the
falling
worst
for
team
this.
in the league.
Yeah,
and you can say the Jags have played like one of the worst teams in the league, and that's true.
Yeah.
But you're still beating arguably the worst team in the league.
Give me a good 60 against a good team with a win, then we'll talk.
I'm not saying that it's impossible for them to do it,
right?
I mean, look, the Jags almost beat the Texans.
Sure.
The Packers beat them on a last-second field goal.
Same thing.
It's football.
Yeah.
It can happen. But
that's the NFL.
Not going to worry about the Packers today.
No.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy a little bit.
It is kind of interesting, though, that Ventrell Miller, is there nobody else that, you got a guy who's played in a half dozen games in his career that has taken the lead on firing the team up? I mean, look, good for him, right?
Well, you remember last week when we showed you talked about now Connor McDavid's the best player in the hockey. But that guy went in that locker room and fire and brimstone the hell out of those boys, and they responded. And I thought, we said out loud, well, who's the guy? Ventrell Miller would not be the guy, I guess, along your lines.
Just because he doesn't have a whole lot of equity.
Correct.
But he's playing well.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, he's played in 6 games, but he started just 3,
yeah.
In his career. So, but he is, and we talked about it last week, that who would have thought that a month and a half into the season, the 3 most popular Jags are probably Brian Thomas Jr. Okay, you might have predicted him.
Okay.
Tank Bigsby and Ventrell Miller.
Never predicted those
right?
two.
And,
Good point.
They came through. Tank came through big yesterday.
Well, have a great show.
I hope so.
Mike and Tony on a Victory Monday.
Victory Monday, baby.
Shirts
are coming.
All right, that'll do it for the Monday Morning Quarterback of HorsemenOnly.com. Enjoy Jaguars today. Stay in victory formation, Jacksonville. We'll see you tomorrow.
Learn the ins and outs and ups and downs of the man under